The villain is here. A week removed from Halloween. The man to tell you the truth and to lay it on the line for you is here. Big Sills, National Football Show. I am here for truth, justice, and the National Football Show way. I am here for you, to educate you, to make you think. We don't have pom-poms on the show. No, we don't. Jesus criminy. So the Eagles' next opponent is an 11.5-point underdog. Jesus. What kind of schedule do you play? I mean, you play like a Notre Dame schedule. Or you play like a North Dakota State schedule. Do you play anybody? Good night. Texans. An 11.5-point favorite. You come off the shitty Steelers. Holy cow, man. The Eagles haven't played anybody in a month and a half. Oh, wait, the Cowboys. Whatever you want to call them. Holy cow. Do you guys ever play anybody? I mean, holy cow. An 11 and a look at, and you know what people are saying? Watch this. Well, Sills, we've played some winning teams. Look at who's in the NFC East. Tyler Heineke, Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott. Holy cow, that is a gauntlet of quarterbacks. No, Cooper Rush, too, I forget. You got to add that tool in there. Oh, my God. What an absolute talent-ridden division, the NFC East. Hey, when Daniel Jones is your third best quarterback in your division, you need to pump the brakes a tad bit. Holy cow, man. Chiefs can't run. Titans can't catch. Sydney, thank you very much. Welcome aboard here. Holy cow. Very intriguing weekend. Both Xander and I took it into shorts. I took it a little bit harder, though. But Xander lost over the weekend. Holy cow. When do you see two losses on a Bama schedule? Right? Unreal. Georgia annihilates Tennessee. Sunday NFL had a lot of things going around. Quarterback play was front and center. Quarterback play was front and center. Let's get into this, and let's get into, by the way, real quick here. Frank Reich fired. Frank's either going to be a Philadelphia Eagle coach or he's going to be a Jacksonville Jaguar coach. I told Frank today that he's too good a coach. Don't worry about it. Jim Irsay's a Fruit Loop. God knows what he's doing. This guy's been a reckless guy. Chris Ballard's next to GM. You know that. He's next. And if I were Howie Roseman, I would want Frank on my staff. Why? He recommended Nick Sirianni. He recommended 40% of that coaching staff in Philadelphia, did Frank Reich. Who better to have than all those guys in the building? I'm not saying he'll be the offensive coordinator, but the Eagle organization loves him. They love him. And I know that Doug Peterson reached out and said, hey, man, you know you got a place here at the end of the year. If anything doesn't come through for you, you know you're going to be here with me. So Frank's going to have options. By the way, again, not a terrible job in Indianapolis. Tell you this, they initially wanted Josh McDaniel. At least Frank had a winning record there as a head coach in 5 years. Josh McDaniel looks like another bust and a colossal failure in Las Vegas. Okay? Completely. Can you imagine having Frank Reich on your coaching staff if you're Sirianni? Sirianni's got, believe me, and how this thing works, because Sirianni got the job in Philly because of Frank, there's going to be a loyalty factor. So keep an eye on that. Okay? Just keep an eye on that. Would you want him back in Philly? Sanders said this. You know how Howie is. Howie likes all the credit. Yeah, but guess what? Frank knows how to handle Howie because he told Sirianni how to handle him. Frank knows how to handle the organization. Frank's going to get another opportunity. He's too good a coach not to. So he'll get another opportunity. He surely will. Okay. I'll tell you what else I learned over the weekend. Tagovailoa, better passer than Jalen Hurts. Holy cow, is that kid. I wish to God, and I mean this with all respect here, I just totally wish he could stay healthy. I mean, he's completely more accurate. He's a more accurate quarterback. And when this guy's playing, on pace for 4,000 passing yards, almost 30 touchdowns, 116 quarterback rating, 70% completion percentage. Tua's a more accurate passer than Jalen by far. Now, Jalen's got more of a complete game. Tua can't take off. So if things break down, Tua can't get out in the perimeter and do the things that Jalen. Jalen is the multifaceted quarterback that you see a lot in college football today, and the RPO quarterbacks. He's a better RPO passing quarterback than really probably anybody we've seen come in the game. And I'm talking the NFL. But I learned this, and I'm convinced of it. Tua is a better passing quarterback than Jalen is. He's more accurate. His statistics prove it. Statistics prove it, and the job he won at Alabama. Everything he's done, he's been more accurate. So, Tua, in my opinion, I hope he gets an opportunity to keep that job. I really do. I hope he gets a chance to keep it because they win with him. And by the way, Tyreek Hill, I couldn't have been more wrong about a player in his statistics going down than him. I mean it. Tyreek Hill's on pace for 145 catches and 2,100 yards. Man, what an absolute remarkable year he's putting together, and he's doing it with Tagovailoa. Man, how can Tua be an RPO quarterback when he doesn't run anymore? They do not want him running because of concussions, dude. Okay? Steve goes, what happened to your boy Allen? He got beat by a team that's decent. Happens. What happened to him? Hey, by the way, so let's throw this out here. How many people here believe? Let's hear this. How many people, if you were to draft these two quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen, who would you take? I can't wait to see the idiotic takes. Who would you take if the teams were even? Say Josh Allen was on the Eagles. Josh Allen on the Eagles, they clearly win the Super Bowl. They win the Super Bowl. They win it. They win it. Look at Peter would take Hurts. You keep Hurts. You keep Hurts all night long. I'll take Josh Allen. No problem. I'll be right in the end. That kid will never win a Super Bowl. No way. Allen will. Allen will win a Super Bowl. Hurts will never. Because this will be one of the only times in his career that the team will be intact. When free agency hits, it won't be the same team. And then you'll be in the same position that Arizona and Dallas is in, overpaying for someone. It'll play out. It'll play out that way. It'll completely play out that way. Okay? It'll play out. Overpaid. You lose AJ or Devontae or Goddard or any of these guys, when you start paying him, won't be the same. Won't be the same. I do not believe he can win a Super Bowl. I didn't believe Vic could. I was shocked that Warren Moon couldn't. I was shocked that Dan Marino couldn't. I was shocked that Dan Fouts couldn't. I was. Those are all Hall of Fame quarterbacks who couldn't get there. We shall see. It's only 8 games. We shall see. You guys are picking Jalen Hurts over, get this, if I lined up 70 people in NFL football and asked them, who would you take to start your team, Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen? 2% would take Jalen. 2%. Yeah, but the intangible, great. You keep him and pay him. I'm paying for the guy didn't play well. Well, he actually plays against some decent teams. Who do you guys have? You're an 11.5-point favorite coming up against Washington. Congratulations. Another stat game. Great. Wake me up when you play somebody. Wake me up when you play somebody. Like I said, Jim Kelly never won a Super Bowl, but Jalen Hurts will. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, man. Mondays are tough for me. Mondays are wonderful. I got a ton of shit to hit on. Are you kidding? Mondays are usually my most watched day. One thing you'll never have here, my friend. Big Sil's doing this. I can't. The excuses pile up? No. It's a proclamation. It's not an excuse. Sil's Mahomes over Allen? Yes. But I was talking Jalen Hurts since everyone's saying Josh Allen. Anybody, listen, I want to apologize for some of the people that are over here. Usually they're pretty smart. But anytime you bring up Jalen and you compare him to Josh Allen, sometimes they just go into a mental brain lock. And I want to apologize for some of those people because they're not really thinking with logic. They're more emotion. So I just want to get that out there that it's okay. Okay? It's okay. And so usually they're very smart. But to those just tuning in for the first time, some of these guys are not very smart if you would take Jalen Hurts over Josh Allen. Okay? Yeah, well, because Allen throws the ball 50, 60 times a game. You will never in your career see Jalen Hurts throw the ball 50, 60 times in a game. Shit, what did Mahomes do? Almost 70 times last night? That's what you talk about, a guy who they believe in, who has an air attack. The guy that you put the ball in his hands for 70 throws. Mahomes gets to throw the ball 70 times. Do you know the amount of trust you have to have? And I love what people are saying about the Titans. Well, they're one-dimensional. They don't really throw the ball. And still, they almost beat their ass. And they almost beat them with a backup quarterback. Bro, Titans are well coached. Titans are well coached. Did you watch the Chiefs game? They couldn't run to save their life. I've been saying that. That's why you got to have a quarterback when you lose a player to injury or to a salary cap issue that can win ball games for you. That's exactly what Mahomes did. He covers all of your issues. If you're a little light in one position, Jalen can't carry a team like that. Mahomes can. Hurts can't carry a team. Allen carries a team. They have no running game. You guys actually make the point. Josh Allen carries that team to a 6-2 record with no running game. Mahomes carries that Chiefs team to a 6-2 record with no running game. Can you imagine Hurts with no running game? He wouldn't be in the league. Those guys carry their teams. That's why what Joe Burrow did was awesome. He was awesome. Didn't have to do anything. Why? Why didn't he have to do anything? Because Joe Mixon carried the mail. I think he had 4 touchdowns in the game. Josh Allen lost to the Jets, who are turning out to be kind of decent. They're 6-3 now, dude. They're 6-3. I mean, really, I love Eagle fans going, they lost to the Jets. At least there's a winning record there. Let's see who they've beat the Vikings, the They haven't played the Giants yet. Wait a minute. So in your 8 wins, you've played against 2 teams with winning records. Solid. Solid. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Chiefs and the Bills have played 5. I mean, right? 8-1 Vikings, baby. Hang on to Kirk Cousins. You gotta. It's the only thing you got going for you. Jets. Jets. Fireman Ed, man. I can't do it. Josh Allen over. I mean, Jalen Hurts over Josh Allen is comical. Oh, my God, man. Dude, I'll make you another one. I'll give you another one here. Kyler Murray bitching at DeAndre Hopkins. Dude, shut up. Okay? Xander's on Team Hurts, by the way. It's over. I've lost him. I've absolutely lost him. What's up, Cody? Okay? Allen hasn't won anything. He's better. He's a better player. He's a better quarterback. I don't give a shit what you think. Watch it. Put the game film on. When I watch Josh Allen play, I don't need to have Greg Cosell break it down. I mean, when you watch Patrick Mahomes or Burrow, them guys, I don't need, even Justin Herbert had both his wideouts gone. You imagine Jalen not having Devontae? How would Jalen play in a game without Devontae and AJ? Kind of like last year. Justin Herbert didn't have Mike Williams and Keenan Allen in the game on Sunday and still won. I think he threw for almost 300 yards. Those are quarterbacks. Those are NFL quarterbacks. And yes, the schedule is an issue now. You haven't tested. That's a testament to them. That's a testament to the Eagles. Absolutely. You're 8-0, taking care of business. You've never let really anybody at the Texans game's not going to frighten me or do anything crazy. I'm not watch this. As everybody else is kind of concerned about the run defense, I kind of agree with Nick Sirianni today. I think they'll get it right. It'll be all right. You're going to get a couple of those games. You're going to have a game where you look like that sometimes. I'm all right with that. The Texans game, not sweating it. Okay, because they haven't done it all year. It's probably 2 bad quarters of football that they've played next to Detroit. Outside of that, nothing to really go crazy about. So they pretty much have taken care of business. Sileo thinks Allen is Joe Montana. He's closer to being Montana than anything Hurts will ever be. Jalen Hurts is closer to being Tyrod Taylor than he is Joe Montana. Josh Allen is a slower Cam Newton. I don't think you want to put your money on that. He does run 4.6s. Sills, I'd take Brady over Allen. Okay. Today? Okay. Okay. Jalen Hurts, a great passer. It's like telling me that Joe Montana is a great high hurdler. Or Tom Brady is the fastest quarterback in the league. Jalen Hurts is a great passer. Seriously, it's like Joe Montana being a 4x100 relay member. How about Brady, though? Xander's right, man. Count that dude out. Last-minute drive. He now has 55 game-winning drives now in his career. I don't even know who the closest guy is. Okay? I really don't, man. Brady wins it, keeps his team in it, and we'll get to week 9 here in a minute. Hurts has been great. He sure has. He has. I don't think Sills can accept it. I don't have to accept anything with 8 games played. What I've noticed is that Dan is the biggest troll. Devin! No, That would be Elon Musk. No. That would be Elon Musk. He's the biggest troll. Okay, he's the biggest troll. Come on, man. Jalen Hurts over Josh Allen. I saw you guys, what you were doing over at my Twitter page at Dan Sileo Show. What happened to your boy? He got beat by a team that has a winning record and playing good football this year. Unlike the Eagles, 11.5-point favorites. Jesus criminy. It's like playing like a schedule when you played a Citadel. And then you have, what's next? Eagle Creek University's next. Holy cow, do you play anybody? Sills, are the Bills trash? No. Jets are decent. Bills played a bad game. Happens, especially when you're in the AFC. Let's see here. Let's see. Been calling the Jets trash all season. I sure have, man. I think their front really did a great job against the Bills. Since when did Sileo pay reverence to the Jets? That's very well trolled. Very well trolled. You're not supposed to be saying that. Holy cow. Called me on Fireman Ed. Holy cow. Jody must be just going through the building, man. The morning show just must be Eagles and Jets. See my Jets? Oh, Jesus. The Jets. Sileo definitely might be stronger than Jalen the way every week he's moving that goalpost. You move the goalpost for people you're trying to see get better. The goalpost is moved since last year for him, don't you think? Expectations, talent, his playing. The goalposts move when you're getting to another level. Use some common sense. The Eagles beating a decent 8-1 team. Sills, regardless of schedule, Bills losing shows you how hard it is to win in this league, and being undefeated is a thing. It is, Leo. Not dismissing it. Okay. I just don't have as much respect for it as others do. Because to me, it's not about the one-loss record. It's about how you're playing. How many teams do we see late in the year fade? How many teams do we see get out to great starts and don't do anything? Ton of them. Every year, there's a story like this. This is not uncommon. Year before, 11-0 Steelers. Last year, 7-0 Cardinals. We see it every year. There's a team that jumps out and fades. Will that be the Eagles? Will they continue their role, or will they fade? I doubt they fade. The shitty schedule they have. Okay? I mean, I doubt it. Mr. International, Sileo, I take back what I said about Kirk. He's balling. He is. How about Justin Jefferson? Since that horrible performance against the Eagles where Darius Slay shut his ass down, that's a fact to have to give credit to Darius. This guy's having a superstar year. Not quite Tyreek Hill year, but he's having a great year. Mr. International says, I think the Eagles are only going to get better. I think they are who they are. They're not going to get any better. I think that's exactly who they are. One guy's going to be the star one week, another guy. One guy, if you notice, it's not three guys. It's one guy. They pick one guy, Goddard, AJ. They barely picked Devontae. 2 catches last week. Yeah, that's a way to keep a guy happy. Okay? I mean, it's not like they have a quarterback that reads all of them. One guy's having a good game, the next week. It's never 3 guys. I'll tell you the guy who's having the most consistent year of anybody. Well, there's 2. I think Goddard and Miles Sanders actually are having the most consistent year outside of the quarterback's play. Jalen needs to spread the ball around like Mahomes. Silio's going to bite us. Well, he doesn't. He can't spread the ball around. It's not what he does. And by the way, when you're 8-0, you don't really have to go down that line. They've made a unique offense for Jalen Hurts. And it's working. Why change it? He doesn't have to spread the ball around. He's not Mahomes. He's not. He'll never be Mahomes. And it's okay. Other quarterbacks with different styles have won Super Bowls too. I've not, Joseph, decided to start anything. People started it on my Twitter page with me about Josh Allen, and it was the most lamest take of all time. I'll take Jalen over Josh Allen. It's comical. It's totally comical. I didn't start this argument. People are over there going, what happened to your boy? I'm like, he got beat by a decent team. Who are you playing? Oh, I don't know. But they're favored by 11.5. Do you know the only time you ever see 11.5 is when Alabama plays like Citadel or Georgia plays Wofford College. Yeah, man, Allen had a bad game. He had a great run. After that, the Jets did a great job defensively. The public has spoken. Okay, you take Jalen. I'll stick with Josh Allen, and I'll be very happy with that. Bills were favored by a lot over the Jets. Jets played well, man. Okay? They played well. Hey, you're right. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Why can't you do this? Xander, this is like this is a conversation going nowhere. Hang on here. You take your guy. I'll take Josh Allen. You can have Jalen. If the teams are even, you think Josh Allen is beaten by Jalen Hurts. If he has A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert and that old line, you actually think Jalen Hurts beats Josh Allen. Holy cow. Xander goes, I'm taking Jalen Hurts. I've lost him. It's like losing the kids in the divorce. I've lost him, man. I've lost him. Oh, man, that's a terrible thing. Damn, that's terrible. I've lost. He's now become a Jalen Hurts groupie. I've lost him. Holy cow, baby. I'm very disappointed and very hurt. Okay? You're going to start barfing up shoelaces if you keep putting your – oh, really? I will keep – what's wrong with you? I want Josh Allen. I want a guy who's going to win a Super Bowl for me. But by the way, that's another great one. So when you look at who you think wins a Super Bowl and carries your team to a Super Bowl, you think Jalen Hurts carries your team to a Super Bowl over Josh Allen? You guys are delusional. You guys are delusional. Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Lost to a 6-3 Jets team. Okay. Oh. Still said Green Bay was going to be better than Philly. I did. When you have the two-time consecutively MVP and they won 40 ball games in the last 3 years, you would tend to think that. Oh, but you had the crystal ball. I'm sure you were like Mattress Mike and won yourself $75 million with your $1 million bet that the Packers would suck and Brady would be under 500. I bet you guys won $75 million, like Mattress Mike, whatever the hell his name is. Sills, we got one of those. Josh Allen reminds me of Dan Marino. Okay. Okay. Josh Allen reminds, that's got to be the take of the day. But I want Jalen. I want Jalen. Okay. Hey, Sills, I'm going to get this. I'm going to take Jalen Hurts over Josh Allen. Okay, well, tell me how that looks in 3 years. By the way, I don't have a problem paying Josh Allen $45 million. I have a problem paying this guy because you better have the whole team intact. He ain't leading you anywhere. Dan, if he wins, dude, I'm going to make this proclamation right now. He's a great guy. He's going to win a boatload of games for you. Same way Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's not going to lead that team to a Super Bowl. He's not going to lead Baltimore to a Super Bowl. He's not. If Michael Vick can't do it, those two guys aren't. Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts and that style of play is not going to win a Super Bowl. I have precedent. You don't. I can name you some of the greatest running quarterbacks of all time that haven't won. Michael Vick is the greatest. He's the greatest. Lamar could be the second greatest or the first greatest. He ain't doing it either. He ain't doing it either. Those two guys couldn't do it. What makes you think Jalen's going to do it? Oh, well. You pay him. I'm paying Josh Allen. I'm paying Mahomes. I'm paying Burrow. I'm paying Justin Herbert. I'm paying true drop-back quarterbacks who, if I lose certain guys, still have the propensity to throw me into a win. Not run me into a win. I don't want to have myself run into – why? Okay, you guys say this about Tennessee. Tennessee can't win in the postseason because they can't what? Throw the ball. Correct. Okay? You think Jalen Hurts is going to win a Super Bowl throwing the ball? Never happened. Never happened. Oh, wait. We're going to throw 4 touchdown passes, though, against the Texans or the shitty Steelers or whomever. Justin Herbert is squeaking by squids. That guy is so overrated. Fastest guy to 15,000 pass. Oh, no, what is it? 13. He's 39 games. Justin Herbert has 14,000 passing yards in 39 games. Yeah, I'm sure he's squeaking by. Let me see that again. I want to double check that. I'll double check that. Okay? I'll double check that. Okay? Passing yards, your new Super Bowl been saying it for months. Well, those quarterbacks who throw for all them yards usually win it. Okay? Yards get him a chip? No, touchdown passes do. Touchdown passes, like throwing 50 a year. Okay? Allen and Mahomes are on pace for 50. Your guy's on pace for 10. I think he's got, or he has 10 or something. I don't know. Cam Newton was never going to win a Super Bowl. He got there. Colin Kaepernick, running quarterback, got to a Super Bowl. See, they can get there. They're just not going to win it. They're just not going to win it. Cam could actually throw a little bit. He could actually throw a little bit. Cam Newton, Colin Kaepernick, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick. Never going to win with them guys. The game. You're going to win games. You're going to win games for sure. You ever notice, too, those places usually don't have really good wideouts? Right? The only reason that you have decent wideouts is because Jalen makes 1-4. That'll change. That'll change. Hurts can throw. This dude is angry until the Eagles lose a game. No. They lose a game, it won't matter to me. I don't care, Spike. I want them to win home field advantage. If they lose home field advantage, then we have a problem. They lose a game. Everybody loses in the NFL. This is not college football here. If they lose a game, big deal. Just don't lose home field advantage. That's all I'm caring about, right? I'm not caring about undefeated. I don't care about the record. You're playing for home field advantage, and you want the NFC playoffs to run through Philly. That's totally what you're playing for here. Now, remember something. I didn't start this. You guys jumped on my Twitter page, at Dan Sileo Show, and started telling me about Josh Allen being better than Jalen Hurts. What a comical comment. Xander's even buying it. Man, I'm very disappointed. I will not lie. This dude never admits he's wrong. Well, you don't watch the show much, dude. That's for sure. Josh Allen's a cup holder. Yeah, with a lot of gold nuggets in it. Yeah. Sales, who would win if the Eagles and Bills played today? Pretty close. But because the quarterback can make more plays, I'm going Allen. He's a better player. Always take the quarterback in a game like that. Always take the quarterback. Always take the quarterback. But get this, though. Here's something you got to remember. That list of quarterbacks that you would take over Jalen has shrunk mightily. The Burrows of the world, the Allens of the world, the Mahomes of the world. Could Brady still do it? I don't know. I don't know if he has the pieces around him, but would you really bet Jalen Hurts over Tom Brady today? I don't know. In a playoff game? Well, the last playoff game they played, they destroyed him. Let's see. It depends on where the game is played. Maybe if it's in Philly and Tom's got to go up to Philly, maybe. Hurts is that guy. What guy? 8-0? Congratulations. Here. You won this. A highlighter. Hey, at least Hurts, what is it? Is in the conversation. That is totally the whole thing here. You're dead right. Man. So far, another great take. You're right. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts. Welcome to the group, dude. Welcome to the group. Razor, see you in Glendale? Why, you going to go come watch my daughter play rugby? Why else would you be going? Oh, for the Super Bowl. Oh, okay. I got it now. Yeah, my daughter plays in Phoenix, so if you want to, I'm usually there every other weekend. So if you want to show up in Phoenix, that's all good. Come on by, man. We'll let you in the university. It's really awesome. Last year, Mahomes choked in the title game. So look at this guy. Mahomes choked in the title game. He's been to 4 of them. He's an MVP. He's won a Super Bowl MVP, but he choked. What did Jalen do last year's playoff? Did he choke or just shit the bed or shit the bed and choke? Which is it? Or is it both? I don't know. Tua versus Jalen in the Super Bowl. Good night. I'd take Tua. Evan says, you nailed it, Sells. Why not let Jalen walk and take 5-pick quarterback, 5 more years of salary cap, spend the money and spread it around? That's what you're talking about doing in Baltimore. That's what they're talking about doing it in Baltimore. Letting him walk and start to get some draft choices. Trading him away to Miami and get some draft choices like Pete Carroll did by trading Russell Wilson away. He's got Geno Smith right now, the MVP. Hey, by the way, congratulations, Jalen Hurts and Geno Smith. Right there together, baby. Wow. Incredible stories. I wouldn't want one of them as my starting quarterback. Isn't that crazy? Geno Smith is in the conversation for the MVP of the NFL, along with Jalen. I wouldn't want one of those guys to start my team with. It's unbelievable. Geno's in the conversation too. Shit, Geno's on pace for 4,500 yards, isn't he? By the way, week 9, hey, we're having some fun. You guys started this with me. Some of you started this. Even Xander. Okay, I'm now on the Hurts bandwagon. He's going to throw for 6,000 yards and 72 touchdowns and sales. This guy's getting $700 million a year. Okay. Sales, who do you have coming out of the NFC? I'll stick to my guns, the Eagles. Lamar would be unstoppable in Tennessee. Lamar Jackson's not winning a Super Bowl. That's why Baltimore hasn't given him a contract. They don't believe it. If that guy can't, you think Jalen is? Wait till they pay him. See how much of that team's around him. That playoff loss to the Bucs was as much needed experience. Really, well, in the second year, let's see, year and a half, Burrow took a team to the Super Bowl. Brady won the Super Bowl and Mahomes won the Super Bowl. You want to consider your guy one of those guys? And they're like first full year starting? And shit, you want to even go Lamar? Lamar in his first true year starting led the NFL in touchdown passes with unanimous MVP. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, sir. Josh Allen lost to Zach Wilson. Yeah? Jalen Hurts lost to Daniel Jones. Yeah. Oh, man. How'd you like to have that on your resume? Who have you lost to? Daniel Jones. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess it doesn't count, Dank, right? Brady losing to Nick Foles and Eli doesn't count, right? Okay. Joe Burrow did nothing yesterday. That's great for Joe. Hurts hasn't lost to anyone this year. Woof, I know. He's beaten Kirk Cousins and Cooper Rush. Everyone's like, well, the NFC East is really a good league this year or a good division. Your quarterbacks are Dak Prescott, Daniel Jones, and Tyler Heineke. I wouldn't call that the gauntlet of quarterbacks to have to go through. I mean, 11.5-point favorites on Monday. You just played the Texans. Jesus criminy. When do you play anybody? This is like, seriously, this is like a this schedule, man, is something else. Bills can't even beat the quarterbacks in their own division. Well, at least two was decent. Right? You get Mac Jones even won. Sills, jokes aside, do you think Hurts can be a top 10 quarterback consistently? If they keep the team together, Gabriel, all kidding aside, if they keep all components around him, most notably in the O-line, yeah. How about this? He'll keep the Eagles as a top 10 team. And that's all you want. Your Eagles will be a top 10 team if they keep the team around him intact. If they don't, they won't. Because he doesn't even have the arm McNabb had. McNabb was a better passer. So was Randall, for that matter. Sills, where do the Jets finish? In the toilet bowl. Hey, you know what, JM? Truthfully, I'll be shocked if they're above 500. I've been shocked with their play, though, man. I have. By the way, that kid they got from, Xander, that kid they got from Cincinnati, that DB, that Sauce Gardner kid, he's great. That kid is great. Not good. He's great. Wow, is that kid a good football player, man? Joe Douglas, kudos to you. Unlike Howie Roseman, you actually landed on a corner. Congratulations to you, man. That kid is spectacular. Today I learned Allen is a fraud and Pack blows. Congratulations to you. Today I learned Jalen Hurts is not a better passer than Tua. Well, the Eagles haven't played anybody, but the Bills lose one game. You're going to lose games in the NFL. The hate you have for her, it's not hate. It's kind of more that's not my style that I like. Dude, that kid can play, man. That kid from Cincinnati, he is the real deal. He's the real deal. This guy hates Jalen. I don't know Jalen from a can of paint. I don't hate people I don't know. Matthew says that Jalen Hurts is a fraud. Deuce Staley to Indy. That job is a terrible job. The Colts job is terrible. You want to work for Jim Irsay? Really? Sauce Gardner, baby. That kid can play. That dude is a good-looking ball player, man. Sills, how does one watch a game with you? If love to see a game live with you and how you see football, be a lot of fun. Vikings versus the Bills. No. No. As long as the Eagles don't lose those corners, no. Bucks are still a threat, JM? I think the Eagles are better. But Brady in a playoff game, you know what I mean? 85. Allen has 2 INTs. Allen for MVP. Okay. Jalen has 2 INTs to Allen's 8. Jalen, number 1 MVP race. Oh, man. Gary, how you doing? Sydney, Davis out needs an experienced run stopper. Oh, man, that's a great one, bro. Sydney, I love that. Sydney, whoa, Sydney, kudos. Take of the day so far. By the way, I'm going to start a segment on that too. Besides the milk carton, take of the day. Dude, that is freaking great. If Adama could sue, I'd bring his ass in a second to see if he has anything. Put him out there. Can you imagine putting that guy in a rotation too with your DTs? So what, he gives you only 10, 15 plays. I mean, what was Jordan Davis giving you? 22? Wasn't like he was giving you a ton. I would love that move. Bring in Adama Sue. Bring him in for a workout, Howie. I'd love to see that. Love to see that, man. That'd be a great sign. Way to go, bro. That's a really great take, Sydney. Okay. Dominique. Jalen's not the wisest guy. Seals can't be a yes man 24/7. It doesn't work. Manster. Jesus criminy, man. So what are you guys in Philly talking about? Here's when I listen to a radio show in Philadelphia nowadays, JALEN. This is Xander too. HURTS. Hurts. Jalen. Like, he's 8-0. He's 8-0. Holy cow. Put the radio shows on. It's even worse. This guy's clearly the best quarterback in the game. It's not close. He's having a good year, man. How about this? He's having a good half a season. Jesus criminy. Thank you very much, Alexander. I should get a T-shirt of that. You have no idea how right you are of when I say I'm a yes man to my old lady. That could be more profound than you think, my friend. Screw you, Sills. Joseph. Here's Joseph, too. He's got his pom-poms out. JALEN. Jalen. And what's Dominique? He's elite. Your guy, Allen, sucks. Okay, yeah, he sucks. Okay. W2, get over it. Jalen's really good. Okay. Yeah, he looks like Tyrod Taylor. Every win is killing me. Oh, how you so don't know. No, that's your groupie all around. Hater. You're not a yes man to us fans. That's cool, dude. Manster, it's all good, man. We're having fun. Dominique probably missed that. Of course he did. he's writing something down about Jalen being the best quarterback that he's ever seen in the history of the NFL. This guy, when it's said and done, Sills, he's better than Brady. Shit, Xander's signing off on that already, too. Sileo, how about them Bills? I'll be right there. I'll be all right at the end. Russell Wilson was Dan's choice before the season. No, Ron. Wrong. It was Deshaun Watson, a true quarterback. No, Ron. That was Howie's choice. They're the ones that made the call to Seattle for Russell Wilson. No. Wrong guy. I wanted Deshaun Watson. No. Wrong. Meanwhile, Dan holding on to Josh Allen's pockets. A 75% Sue is 10 times better than Davis. I wouldn't go that far. I think Jordan Davis was showing you that he brought the mail and he was okay. I don't know about that. Jordan Davis is a good run stopper, dude. He's a good football player. Okay? Dan, who has Allen played in his division was bad before this season? Congratulations, Cooper Rush. Hell of a victory over the Cowboys. Well done. When you don't turn the ball over, you score it and you don't make mistakes. Well, shit, when you play a team, you're favored by 11.5. Yeah. Davis has made no impact? I don't know about that. I'll tell you what, that Texans team ran the ball down your throat. When he got hurt, that dude wasn't able to play. The Texans, with a very mediocre offensive line, ran that ball right down their throat. Okay? Bills are 0-2 in their division. Woo! So you got Bill Belichick in that division. Okay? You got Bill Belichick in that division. And they're going to win ball games. Got an improved Jets team. The Bills are one of the best teams in the league. Okay? So the Bills weren't favored by 11.5. They got beat, guy, by a 6-3 team. They're good. Unlike some of them shitty teams you've played. Seals, you never shared the update you got from Stoutland about Mulata. I didn't get one. That's why. Keeping that in-house. I asked if it's the shoulder. And they don't want to comment on that right now. Okay? They don't want to comment. So, I personally, I think the injury could be getting worse. I'm not a doctor and I don't want to go there. Okay? But he's struggling getting out into his pass protection and sliding his feet. He's just struggling getting his arms up. Okay? Hey, Sills, what about Hurts' comment in college? Been 8-0 and losing the big game. He's known to lose big games. Playoff game, national championship game. Hey, why give me that ammo? He lost the national championship game and he lost the playoff game. Well, eventually he'll win one of them. Now, wait a minute. They did win an SEC title. Or did they? Did he win the SEC title that year they played Clemson? Xander, did they win the SEC championship the year, or did they get in because they got beat by Manziel? I can't remember if Jalen Hurts won a Southeastern Conference championship and they got into the Final Four. Then they lost to Deshaun Watson. I think they were. I think Joe Burrow on that Oklahoma team threw for 750 yards. It was okay. W2 goes. You lost the national championship. Game 2. That is so mean, W2. You're so hurtful. You're so hurtful. Seals, you know nothing. Probably true. More true than you probably know. Jalen brought Bama back versus Clemson with 2 minutes left, but Bama's defense choked and Jalen lost the national title, of course. Well, see, then I'm going to use that too. Hey, we held Penn State to 142 total yards and 5 first downs and losses. Imagine that. Hey, Xander, this is how I lost a national championship game. We gave up 150 yards of total offense for 60 minutes of football and 5 first downs. We had more turnovers than first downs we gave up. And we lost 14-10. We had 7 turnovers and gave up 5 first downs. And we lost. Yeah, I'll use that too. Thank you. Thank you very much. Big Sills had 12 tackles in that game too and a sack. How you doing? Hey, man, a loss is a loss. All right. Oh, man. You were trash when you played. Yeah. Oh, man. Hunter Renfrow, man. He's turned out to be a pretty damn good wideout out there in Las Vegas, hasn't he? Now the Jets are good. Well, 6-3. You guys are 8-0. Won't you want to give the Jets any kudos? They're 6-3. You don't give a team 6-3 any kudos? Oh, I see. Only the people on your schedule you give good kudos to. Hey, watch this. Do you guys think the Lions are any better now? With only 2 wins? Do you guys think the Lions are a good team? Yes or no? Do you think the Lions are a good team? Yes or no? I actually think the Lions are pretty good. Hey, just so you know, wait a minute. I actually think the Lions, man, for whatever, they played their ass off against the Packers. They were tough, man. They got turnovers. They harassed him. Hey, Xander, that guy, Aiden Hutchinson, he's a good football player. I was suspect on that kid because he got killed in that Georgia game. He is good. He had an interception in that game against Aaron Rodgers. He had an interception. Jack says, hell no, they tricked my ass. They're not bad, dude. The Eagles, oh, wait, Lions were good when the Eagles played them. Leo goes, the Jets suck. At 6, well, then the Cowboys suck, right? Almost identical records. Man, you guys are hard to please. That kid Swift is a damn good football. I think, hey, Xander, I think next week they get the kid Jamison Williams. I think he's activated this coming week. Jamison Williams. You're going to be able to see him play for the first time. Who you guys got? Tyler Heineke, 11.5-point favorites against Washington. Oh, my God. Hey, the only good thing is that Merrill doesn't have to go to that shit box at FedEx. He gets to do it at the link. Sills, will next draft have any franchise quarterbacks? NFL needs more talent. I think the kid from Kentucky. Dude, you see CJ Stroud? Another Ohio State fart. Hey, you know what? Justin Fields playing a little better. He's trying. Hey, dude, I'll tell you what, man. He's resilient. Unlike Hurts, who's waved the flag on his career, Justin Fields is still hanging in there. Played, not bad. I watched the Dolphin game. Not bad. Tua was superior to him, but not bad. Okay? You see CJ Stroud? Against a 1-win Northwestern team. Had him on the ropes. They won, I think, 21-7 or something like that. He was terrible. Yeah, I had my worst game of my career. Dude, don't worry about it. You'll have them, a ton of them, when you get to the NFL. Because somebody is going to take a shot at you, and you're going to suck like the rest of them guys. You'll be in the same line with the Cardell Joneses and the Dwayne Haskins and the Troy Smiths and all them bums. Keith Sweat. No milk carton this week. Because they won't play till Monday. Get 11 days off because when you're 8-0, you get a little holiday. Everybody gets to wear their T-shirts and Nick gets to parade around talking shit like he's Ali. Fields is a great value. Hurts. No, Hurts is the best value in the league. Jalen only makes $1.4 million a year. Sills is on that Arizona medical weed. I only wish. Let the man rip. Dan, Nick says the job isn't done. Oh, the job isn't done. You mean, wait a minute. After 8 games? Man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh. Look at this right here. By the way, I think I got to take a timeout. Holy cow. Oh, now Xander's swearing at me. Jeez. Rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins, for sure. All right, we'll take a look at Week 9 of the National Football League. And also, Jalen Hurts versus Tua Tagovailoa by the numbers. And the incredible year that Tyreek Hill is having. Gary Cobb, as always, will join us each and every single Monday at 4:30 from Fox 29. That'll be at the bottom of the hour. Please hit the like button. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
Go to get your game on. Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the stakes and the stakes. Go to get your parlay on. Go to get your party on. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean. Visit theoceanac.com to plan your visit.
Since 1977 at Rafferty Subaru, we have always been about our customers and the community. Early on, a safe and durable option, we've evolved to become the best overall brand according to Kelley Blue Book. Over the last 14 years, we've donated thousands of dollars through the Subaru Share the Love event and found homes for hundreds of pets. The Rafferty family is proud of our 45 years in business. This month, celebrate our anniversary with special financing on select models. Visit us and see why.
The greatest fans on earth. It's a bold statement, but would you expect anything less from Philadelphia? 58 years of heartache creates a toughness, a grit, a resolve not found in most. Sure, our prayers were answered, but now that we've had a taste, we're looking for more. Pondley Hockey, official partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Welcome to Pondley Hockey. We've helped over 100,000 injured and disabled workers obtain benefits, as well as some of the biggest settlements in the state. If you've been injured at work, give Pondley Hockey a call.
National Football Show. Oh, look at Dominique. I swear I'd put hands on too. Oh, really? Oh, my friend. Oh, my friend. Oh, ye of little knowledge. Oh, yeah. I'm not the guy you want to find in an alley. Let's just put that in there. How you doing anyway? Hopefully everybody's having a good one. Hour number 2. We're going to take a look at comparing as we get ready for that fish bait that the Eagles are playing on Monday, the Washington Commanders. And we'll look at week 9 of the NFL. Going to do a little bit of comparison here in a second. Here they are. Ton of stuff to hit on here. Okay? Dude, wait a minute. Way to go, Sal. So, Jeff Saturday is now the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. I better dust off my resume, man, and get myself ready because you never know when you're going to get called to be the head coach somewhere. You just never know. I mean, Jim Irsay, dude, pill popping and whiskey drinking. I need to put the pill bottle down and some of the whiskey you're drinking. Easy, man. It's the same guy that's going around going, Daniel Snyder needs to lose his team. And this guy just named a guy who's working at ESPN, has never coached before in his entire life. I think a high school. And now he's the head coach of the Colts. Hey, I'm not making that up. Somebody won't hire Eric Bieniemy to be a head coach in the NFL. But you'll hire a guy in Jeff Saturday who works at ESPN and is an analyst. Really? Yeah. Eric Bieniemy can't get a job. He can't get a job. But Jeff Saturday does. Dude, if that is not, hey, and by the way, there's got to be some rules. There's got to be some rules, in my opinion, when it comes to also interim coaches. You can't just go like this. Well, let me name my white end as the head coach with no experience. I mean, really, dude. That is such a bad look for the Rooney Rule. Jeff Saturday, who's never coached. William, Jeff Saturday's your interim coach now in Indianapolis. That's beyond ridiculous. Bieniemy can't even get a decent interview. And the interviews, that I know Eric very well. And get this, in the interviews he gets, they're all shitty teams. All shitty teams. But Jeff Saturday's the head coach now. You talk about setting African-American assistant coaches back. Right there's a great example of it. You mean to tell me there's not a black qualified assistant coach on Frank Reich's coaching staff? On Frank Reich's coaching staff that could take over. You name a dude who's an analyst at ESPN as your head coach. Okay? Dude, no, maniac. That's how I feel. I'm not race baiting on anything. That's ridiculous, man. You keep talking to me about the Rooney Rule and how the Rooney Rule should affect everybody and everything. And then you turn around and you see some dumbass like Jim Irsay do that. You belittle the Rooney Rule. It means Brian Flores, it's a shitty rule. It's a rule, what is it? It's an affirmative action rule. That's the Rooney Rule is the NFL's version of affirmative action. I got to do this because he's black. So I have to interview him because he's black. It's the only reason. Jeff Saturday? Okay. Right. Barely knows the players on the team. It's such a bad look. It's for show. Dude, I'm trying to win ball games. I'm not trying to put on a beauty pageant. I mean, come on, man. Hey, can I make a suggestion to the NFL here? Why don't you just can the Rooney Rule? Because everybody sees through it. It's a horseshit rule that goes nowhere. You find it odd that the only place that hired Brian Flores was the Rooneys? Jeff Saturday. I had to look it up 3 times. I really thought it was like a fake account, and I couldn't believe what I was reading when I read that. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't. They're trying to, hey, Warrior says they're trying to lose to get the top quarterback. Well, isn't that exactly what Brian Flores was talking about in Miami? That coaches set the team up for sabotaging, the same way Howie Roseman set the team up for sabotaging when they benched all those players at the end of the season 3 years ago. Remember when Howie tanked the season 2 and threw games? Especially that last game. He threw that last game so he'd get, what, a better draft pick? That's exactly what Brian Flores is talking about. And by the way, it's not a Howie thing. I'm not hating on Howie. It's the game. Can't hate the player. That's the game that they play. That's not on Howie. If Howie could do it, he was going to do it. Okay? Howie did the right thing. Why not? Why not? It was there for him. Everyone else does it. I'm not, it's not a rip at him for that. That's a league thing. So don't tell me, well, they don't throw games. Yeah, they do. Jeff Saturday is your head coach. Really? Oh. They played Sudfeld. I'm not sure he's still in the league. Oh, you mean the third quarterback shouldn't have been out there? Over Jalen Hurts? No. Jalen Hurts is your future, not Nate Sudfeld. Nate Sudfeld. That's Jimmy G's backup. Hey, we had to see what we were having here. Oh, okay. Oh, my God. Take a look at this Tyreek Hill. Then we're going to get into Tagovailoa versus Jalen Hurts. Tyreek Hill right now has 76 catches. 1,100 yards. You know how some of you guys are saying that these guys are on pace for, like, 1,000-yard season or what have you? Tyreek Hill's on pace for 11. He's on pace for 2,085 yards. 144 catches. Who in their right mind would have ever thought that a wide receiver would have 2,000 yards? This is unbelievable. He's got 1,104 today. He's got a season. Get this. Right now, he has a better season than what Devontae Smith had in his rookie year, having played only 8 games. He's got 76 catches for 1,104. Oh my God. I think Megatron got 1969, 215. If I'm not mistaken, I think the record's 1969 by Megatron. I think Megatron got it. I don't think he got 2,000. 1924? Okay. Well, shit, Cooper Kupp had to have been right there last year, right? Dude, Waddle's on pace for 1,500 yards too. Wow, is Tua a quarterback? Holy cow. Where's that? Here we go. Tua's killing it. Tua is killing it. Leo, 1964. Okay, I thought it was somewhere in there, 64, 69. Whew. What a quarterback. Tagovailoa, man who beat Jalen out. This guy's played in 6 games. Okay? Think of this for a second. This guy's missed a couple ball games, right? Because of the concussion thing. 70% completion percentage. If he plays the rest of the games, which is an if, I'll tell you this. Who do you feel more comfortable finishing the season? Christian McCaffrey or Tagovailoa? I'm going to say Christian. Tagovailoa's on pace for 38, 40, and 29 touchdowns with 115.9 quarterback rating. Hurts, 68-2. Wow. Up from 61. Way to go. 43-39. He won't get there. 26 touchdowns, 4 picks at a 107.8. There's one thing that will always be true between these two men that competed for the same job at Alabama. Tua is a better thrower of the football. Jalen may be the most complete of the two. Can we compromise there? Jalen's the most complete of the two. Jalen can win games. Jalen can win more games than Tua can. Even though Tua, he wins some ball games. Jalen's more complete. This is where I will give this. Jalen's more complete than Tua will ever be. Tua will never have the ability to do what Jalen does on third down when it comes to using his legs. He'll never. Can you imagine if Brady had that ability? He'd be undefensible. You couldn't defend Brady if he had Jalen's wheels. You couldn't defend him. Jalen has more complete game. Okay? Tua's a better passer. Not by a lot. Well, he puts up better numbers. I mean, he puts up huge passing numbers, passing stats too, and passing yards. He puts big numbers up. I think he had big numbers again. We'll get into that here in a minute because we got Gary Cobb at the bottom of the hour. Can passing be taught 85? Accuracy, you mean? Can it be taught? I think that's one of the reasons, 85, that Peyton Manning practiced as much as he did with Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne, is because that was, get this, 85, that Peyton Manning never beat Florida. He was 0-4 at Tennessee when he played there. He never beat Florida. And he wasn't very accurate when he played those Gator teams. I think Charlie Strong was the D coordinator of those Gator teams too. Oh my God, by the way, would it get this? I have it on good authority that John Gruden has been offered the USF head football coaching job. I have it on great authority. The athletic director there is a dear friend of mine. By the way, the old athletic director used to be this guy, Leroy Selman. And I'm telling you, if John Gruden wants the USF head coaching job, it's there for him to take. The people in Tampa love him. Just putting that out there to you. Okay? How's that for you? Steve Young is an old Steve Young and Jalen Hurts. Steve Young and Jalen Hurts. Don't go there, man. Are you out of your mind? Let me take a look. I got to get my phone next time. Steve Young and Jalen Hurts. Wow. Man, do you say that must be a Howie burner. USF and Tampa, right? Tua throwing to the fastest man in the league. His numbers might look better, dude. Hey, big, let's see here. Steve Young, Jalen Hurts. Yeah. Oh, 11.5-point favorites against that thing in Washington on Monday night. Chase Young's back. You know where they're going to line him up, don't you? Right over Jordan Mailata. They're going to test that shoulder out right away. Oh, and by the way, I got to tell you, I couldn't do it. Guys, I couldn't do it. Doug Williams called me over the weekend. Hey, man, I see you're covering that Eagle team. What do you make out of it? And I go, hey, I'm like this. Oh, yes, and Doug's been on the show. He's a dear friend of mine. He goes, so what do you make of Jalen Hurts? I go, he's getting better, man. I gave him a good assessment. Here was my assessment to Doug Williams. I said, they're not making him have to really do a lot of reads. They're RPOing him, and he's doing a good job. If you notice, you won't see multiple receivers with 100-yard games like you do down in Miami. You're not going to see multiple 100-yard receiving games. If you notice, one guy here, 100, one guy here, 155, it'll be something like that. So you're not going to ever really see all three guys with 100. That's not going to that's not the style of offense. And nor should it be, because they can run the ball. He goes, well, how do you? I go, I think what they're doing is they're rolling him to teach him to see half the field. But this last game, he dropped back quite a bit, and he saw quite a bit of the field, which means he's seeing more comfortable, and he's more comfortable in the pocket. So he's getting there. Still got a way to go. He still overthrows and throws some grounders, but who doesn't? And Doug goes like this to me. Hey, man, that's kind of how we see it. I go, I wouldn't call him elite. I said, but I would say this to you. He could beat an elite quarterback. He could beat him, because you know why? I think he'll beat Rodgers. And Doug went like this to me. You're kidding. I go, no, I think he'll beat Rodgers. You know why? Rodgers is frustrated. He's 3-6. They haven't been underwater like this in decades. And I've never seen Aaron Rodgers that frustrated. By the way, some of those passes he threw in that Detroit game, they were not on that wide receiving core. I made an effort to watch that game. A lot of those passes were on Rodgers. 3 of those picks, you have to understand something. In 600 attempts, Aaron Rodgers has thrown 3 picks in a season. For him to throw in red zone, in the end zone, throwing interceptions in the end zone, it's the first time in his career it's ever happened. Okay? Just saying. Mailata had problems with Hughes because he's small and fast. Malata's tall and I think Mailata's still hurting his shoulder. Chase Young can play. A.J. Brown, 43. Devontae Smith, 40. Dallas Goedert, 40. This narrative is wrong. We'll see. We'll see. He had 2 catches last week. He's had a donut this year, too. He's had a donut and 2 catches in his last game. No, you're right. He's a main target. What's my favorite market? Philly. All the markets I've ever worked in, Philly has been my favorite one so far. I've worked in Dallas. I've done national. I've worked in Los Angeles. I've worked in Miami, Tampa, Atlanta, San Francisco. Philly, by far. Not close, actually. Boston. Worked at EI. Boston and Philly, pretty close. No, Philly, then Boston. Those Tampa. Philly, Boston, Tampa would be my 3 that I would say I enjoyed. San Francisco, I don't know. They don't really like college football out in the West Coast. That kills me. Well, they don't really like college football in the Northeast either, so. Let's see. Josh Allen needs his inhaler pump. That man choked. So did Jalen against the Bucs. Let's see. Devontae's due for a big game. Well, man, maybe every other or every third game, it'll be a big game for him. Well, Mr. International, they don't say very kind things about the folks in Philly. 215 says, because Jalen is still Jalen, it's one main wide receiver and Goddard. Others sprinkle in a game. Kind of what the offense is. That's exactly what it is. You're right. Boston's a small market? Since when? Bucks game was a year ago. How has Josh looked compared to Jalen? I'll wait. Pretty good. No problem with Josh Allen. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you for keeping an eye. At least they play somebody. At least they play people. I mean, you play the Texans and then Washington. You're 11.5-point favorites. Okay. Would have thought you worked for Buffalo. Smitty will have another great game against Washington like the first one. Just in time. Mahomes deserves the MVP. Mahomes is a great football player. He's entertaining to watch, and he's wonderful to watch. Just tremendous. Commanders game, the Vikings. Commanders did give the Vikings. I thought they were going to lose that game. JM Sills, where is OBJ going to land? How about his value going up? Get this. Who would have thunk this? Tampa and Green Bay are out now. So is it what? Get this. Remember what I told you? Howie checked in with Odell Beckham. Well, we know this now. The Rams are out. The Bucks may be back in it. Green Bay's out. Bills, Chiefs. Oh. The 8-0. Philadelphia Eagles getting ready to take on the Washington Commanders. Another stellar team at 11.5-point dogs. And let me bring Gary Cobb in. I mean, USC back in the day when Cobb played, you had a JV game like on Friday night. I mean, back in the I didn't get the JV games, so like back when Gary played, JVs used to play Friday night, and then the big boys would play at the Coliseum on Saturday. We got 2 weeks of JV ball going on here.
Yeah,
man.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they should be able to take care of these teams, but you don't want to take anybody for granted. And the thing about, I will give credit to Taylor Heineke. He's a fighter. He's a battler, and that team plays with more spirit with him leading the way than they do with Carson Wentz. And that's the thing. Heineke doesn't have the skills. He doesn't have a great arm, but he is a fighter. And, that's a lot of football. Like, people say, oh, you play the game of football. Well, you really don't. You fight the game of football. Most of the linemen and everything, it's a fight. It's, it's like you walk up to a guy, somewhere and you go, hey, dude, move. He goes, no, I'm not moving. Look, you're getting ready to move. And that's the way football is. The offensive line telling people, look, you're moving out of the way. No, we're not moving. We're not moving. So you got yourself a fight. So
hey, I got to tell you a Bruce Matthews story, man. So this guy's holding the shit out of me in there. This is when he was with the Oilers.
Yeah.
Finally, man, I said something to the ref. I go, fuck, man, he's holding the shit out of me. And Bruce Matthews goes, sorry, man, I didn't mean to kick your ass up down the field. And I'm going, I looked over at him. I said, forget it. All right, hey, Gary, let's go backwards here, and let me get your thoughts on what you saw with the performance against the Texans on last Thursday night. Give me your thoughts on it.
Well, the big thing that stands out that you don't like is they let them run the ball on them, and this is something that they're going to have to tighten up, man. The tackling was bad. Guys, come on, wrap a guy up. Bumping into guys, guys downfield. Well, would you just kind of go down or just go out of bounds? No, man. Wrap the guy up. The tackling was bad, and they just didn't do a good job against the run. The offense, I like the way they're developing the offense. I don't want to get them too far away from the running game because they just start throwing it, man. They come out and they say, we're going to get a lead and we're just going to throw the ball. So they throw the ball almost every play. I like some of the things they're doing with the progress of the passing game. They're really putting teams in a tough situation. And also what they're doing with the different option things. They give Jalen all these options because the play that they scored with Miles Sanders, he scored on a run. They ran the same play, took the ball out of Miles' hands. Jalen's rolling. They throw the touchdown. The Dallas got it. That was the exact same play because Goddard went in motion. And I tell you, Goddard, man, dude is impressing me more and more.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's just a great player. He's an all-round tight end, and, he can run with the ball after the catch. He's very good he's probably the best in the league at that.
Hey, Gary, he's got a nose for the end zone, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He got a nose for the end zone. And I see them, man. They got him trapping the defensive tackle. If I were him, man, I'd go, look, I know what y'all giving me. I don't know, making 10, 15, whatever. Look, with all you guys asking me to do, I want some more digit. But because they have him doing everything, and he is an all-round tight end. He is the most complete tight end in the league. And, Travis Kelce's, of course, a great receiver. Ertz catches a lot of passes. He doesn't run afterwards, and he's not much of a blocker. This guy does everything, man.
No, he's like Gronk. Like 2.0 Gronk,
right.
Like blocking, running.
Yep. Breaking tackles.
Totally, Gary.
Everything,
He totally
man.
is that guy.
Yeah, he definitely is a complete. And when you look at this, I mean, you don't want to get too worked up about all the weapons they got. Man, they got weapons. Because, AJ, he's that kind of guy who is so strong and break tackles, go up and get the ball at his highest point. It's a tough matchup. Then you got, Devontae Smith. I mean, they got a lot of people. And then everything, of course, Jalen, man, the dude's playing good ball. He did have that one fumble where they had the blitz. Now, I'll tell you, later on, when they play the Giants, man, Giants blitz. I mean, you got Wink Martindale, who's
that kid Kayvon Thibodeau looks like the real deal.
Yeah, he does. I mean, they've got it. They play defense up there,
yep.
man. They really they find a way to win.
Really. Are you concerned about the way Mulata's looked the last 2 weeks? Because I'll tell you what, man. Hey, Gary, the one thing he's having difficulty with? Sliding his feet. And I tell people this. He probably has to overcompensate because the shoulder. Yeah. He's probably alligatoring it a little bit because he doesn't want to overextend because it was hyperextended the way it was. And to me, that's kind of like a precursor and lateral damage to what that injury was. I mean, he's playing hurt, it looks like.
Yeah, he is playing hurt. And, they're getting underneath him. That's basically what they did. They just got under. I mean,
Hightower and Hughes guys are coming down there
where they're almost on their belly coming underneath him. And he let the guy get underneath him. That's really a lot of it. He didn't keep moving his feet. He moved and he just didn't keep going. And the guy was able to dip and it got up under there, and it made it look easy, but he didn't get down there with him. I mean, hey, plant his butt into the ground. If he wants to go all the way down there, they just land right on him. If he lays on him, the guy ain't gonna get up for 2 hours. I mean, he's that big, but yeah, he's got to tighten up that technique. He's definitely got to tighten it up. And I know because of his injury and things, it's not easy for him to get all the way down there, but he's got to get down there. You cannot let that happen. But overall with that game, I thought that all that yardage, the yardage, I didn't like that. But ultimately, they won the game, and that's the key. They're not going to play perfect. They just got to get better going forward.
You're going to see a couple of these type of games here where you're going to not play your best ball, but you end up winning it in the end here.
An ugly win. We'll take ugly wins. We don't want
absolutely
a well-played loss. Rather have the ugly win.
Absolutely. How about the play of CJ, Gary? and how well he's played back there, man. 5 picks now. You know, I know that we all love Darius Slay, but he may be the most important addition to that defense that anybody thought prior to going into this. And they got him right before the season started.
That's right.
Didn't really have a really good grasp of the playbook. Gary, this guy has been impressive.
Well, the thing that you see there, first of all, you know, he's got cornerback skills. He's fast, and he's a safety. He might be the fastest safety out there. He's fast. He could run with receivers, you know, because he can play corner. You know, he's got those abilities. And then the guy just got good hands, man. You know what really just is frustrating? You see, you know, DBs a lot of times, the ball hit him up. I mean, the ball will beat him up, man. Dude got, you know, rocks for hands.
That's why they're DBs.
But he's got good hands. He's very good, and he's utilizing his quickness, and he's just doing a great job of getting very comfortable reading quarterbacks. And he gets a good jump on the ball, man, because I know some of those passes, the ones he's picked off, there are very few safeties in the league that would have picked off those passes because he used his quickness to get over there. Then he caught it right off with just his hands alone, caught it right off the turf. And with the way he's forcing turnovers, man, that's just good stuff because turnovers is really, it's one of the keys to winning in the NFL. If you make another guy turn the ball over, and that's where the Eagles, I mean, they've only turned the ball over like 3 times. And I don't know how many turnovers they have, but they're up near the top of the league with turnovers. I know when it comes to turnover, having more than you've given away,
ratio,
they're number one in
by
the league.
A lot.
Yeah, they've done a tremendous job on that. But CJ, I don't know that they thought he was as good as he is. I mean, the way he's gotten in there playing safety, playing center field, that's really what he is. He's ended up doing. He's playing over the top, and man, he just gets a great read on those balls because a lot of those, I know at least a couple of them, the quarterback said, there's no way that ball is going to be picked off. And he got there, and sure as day, when you look at the replay, he caught the football, did not hit the ground. He's done a great job at that. And, that's turnovers really, they just take a team out. The team is shaky, man. They turn the ball over, and then the Eagles' offense punches it into the end zone. But I tell you what, though, they are competing, though. This is what's going to be tough. I don't know about, the unbeaten thing. Sometimes you get caught on that unbeaten.
Is it a thing, or do you think right now, or do you? Because to me, it's about winning home field advantage in the playoffs. It's not. Do you think it's a thing, Gary, right now that they're thinking about?
I don't know that it's really a thing yet, but it's going to get to be a thing where it's going to be what everybody's talking about. They get out there to 14-0. You can't help it. Everybody's going to be talking about that.
Yeah.
And see, the thing is San Francisco and Dallas. That's who they're really, the teams I see.
Not Minnesota?
I wasn't as impressed with Minnesota, but, Minnesota is going to be there. They're probably going to be one of those teams that they might have to beat, in the playoffs. So I put Minnesota in there too, but I see Dallas and San Francisco as the best teams I've seen that they're going to have to deal with. And, Dallas has lost a couple games, but Dallas has shown me, man, they've been impressive to me with both of their lines, with the way they're able to run the ball. Are the Eagles going to be able to stop that running game? They're going to have to tighten things up and get the big kid back in there, but they got to do a better job stopping the run. And then, they got a pretty good passing attack too, but and that defense. Their defense has been very impressive. So you got them. Then you got San Francisco. And if they get healthy, man, San Francisco's got a lot of players, boy.
That guy, Fred Warner, I watched tape on him today, Gary.
Yeah.
That guy is an absolute headhunter. Yeah. I mean, in that Rams game, he's up and down the line of scrimmage, scraping along. I mean, dude, I'll tell you what. I didn't know how good of an inside linebacker he is. He's the best in the game right now.
He's outstanding. And, that line, when they get everybody in there and everybody's healthy, you got your work cut out trying to block that line. So San Francisco, they got an outstanding football team. Dallas, outstanding football team. Eagles are going to have to beat those guys. So, you know, sometimes you can get distracted with this unbeaten thing, man. No, keep that knife sharp.
Yeah.
Keep that knife sharp because they're going to have to be ready to play great football. They're going to beat those teams down there because all they're thinking, see, sometimes when you're behind, it keeps you hungrier, you know? So they've already got that. They're trying to get better. They know they got to get better. The Eagles, you know, they got the undefeated thing, and sometimes it could become a distraction. I don't want to see that become a distraction. Yeah, they want to try to win every week, but they need to get better because ultimately they're going to have to face these teams down the road. And the best team, nobody cares what you did earlier in the season. It's going to be playoff game. The winner take all.
Absolutely.
You know?
Hey, Garrett, do you concern yourself with the 11-day off of not playing a game? I mean, they'll have practice. Obviously, they reported. You think that's a thing? Or do you think like a team like this, especially in the O-line, we're just talking about Mulata, that's a good thing because it's kind of like a second bye in a way that they get to get guys healthy. Is it more of an advantage, more helpful? Do you think that you'd like to see them continuing to play week in and week out?
Well, you know, it depends on how do you utilize it. I mean, it could be a blessing or a curse. It could be either one, depending on how you utilize it. If they are pushing themselves, everybody's pushing themselves, you can stay sharp. But it's easier when you're playing games and you got to play a game. You know you've got to be sharp. So you got to push yourself, but they've got to make it a point to where they push themselves, and they got to push themselves to get better because these other teams, like if you take Dallas, for instance, they beat Dallas the first game. So Dallas has got motivation to get better because that loss, man, it stings. You know, every time you wake up, you look over there and you see that loss. You hear people talking about it on the TV. You're driving in the car, they're talking about how the Eagles beat the Cowboys. So they got plenty of motivation for their engine. Man, we got to get better. We got to work harder. Eagles got to have that knowing that win does not going to mean anything when it's January and they got a game against the Cowboys, winner take all. Nobody's going to be talking about that other game, you know? So they got to be pushing themselves to get better. I like things that's going on, but they got to tighten up that run defense, and they got to just be pushing themselves because they're going to get in those games, man. They're going to be playing against some good football teams with Dallas and San Francisco. I see all of the talent on both of those teams, and both of them know what it is. I mean, especially San Francisco, they've already won in the playoffs. They know how to win.
And I get you here. Hey, Garrett, do you think what's going around the locker room? Two last questions for you here, by the way. You think that going around the locker room, how you're pitching that if you're Mike McCarthy? Hey, no disrespect to Cooper Rush, but they beat us with our backups here. When we get an opportunity to face them again at AT&T at our place, we're going to right the ship here. And again, to me, I think Dallas is going to go on a roll here too, and I think they're going to win out. And I think that Christmas Eve game is going to be, again, the second biggest game of the year, like it was earlier in the year here when they had Cooper Rush. I mean, is that how you would be selling it if you're Mike McCarthy?
You know, I'm honestly looking at the tape, and I see Dallas. I'm going, man. You know, the way when a few times when they were putting the pass rush on Jalen, I'm going, my goodness, how fast are they, man? Shoot. You know, Jalen didn't have a chance to do anything, and you know, Jalen can run. Everybody else, he'll take off on. He wasn't taking off on those guys yet. The speed that they have on that line, you know. So, you know, they got a good football team. And, you know, I look at their running attack. Man, you know, you can't help but say, man, they got a good running attack.
Word is, too, that they may be adding Odell Beckham Jr.
I saw that, too. I saw that. That's why the Eagles better keep on sharpening that knife, man. Every day at practice, you know, stay hungry, you know, and I that's what they got to do. And at the same time, they got the undefeated record, so everybody's telling them, "Oh, you guys are the best," and everything. Man, I'm saying, get out of here, man. I don't want to hear that crap. We need a good practice today. We got to get sharper. We're gonna start advancing and, you know, moving to the next level and everything. You got to be thinking that way because, you know, they got their work cut out for them, but You know, they are going to be the hunted. You know, everybody, if you're undefeated, you know, you're the one that's saying we're going after you. No, they got to think like they're the hunter. They don't want to just be up there celebrating. There ain't no reason to celebrate anything, because the wins during the regular season, nobody cares. Nobody's going to care about any of that stuff. So you might as well just forget that you won, because it's not going to mean anything. If you don't win that last game, man, you got to live with that, and they don't want to live with that. So they just got to stay hungry, and they know they got those tough games later on. They got to be playing their best football.
One last thing here on Jalen here. So Devontae Smith, 2 catches on Thursday night. He's had an 0 for the year.
Yeah.
Would you agree, Gary, the one thing that Jalen still has to work on, because this is what we see in games, and I think this is a product, not of him, but more so of the RPO itself. Like you said, Jalen goes down the line. He decides whether to keep it, pitch it, throw it.
Mm-hmm.
That isolates you on one guy. It's a one-read type of system. When you see a guy like Devontae, 2 catches, like I said, he's had an 0. Would you still think that Jalen still has to spread the ball around like Allen and Mahomes and some of these other guys? Because, again, and will that come, do you think, with more experience in the offense and what they're trying to do by building onto the offense? Because to me, that's still one fundamental flaw that he has, is that you'll see 155 from AJ. Mm-hmm. You'll see 100 the next week from Goddard. You'll see 100 or 90 from Devontae, but you never see, like you see in Miami with Tua, 2 dudes over 100 yards, 10 catches apiece. It's not a really prolific passing offense.
Well, you know, they are. I see different things they're doing where they are taking it to another level. I just think that they've got a lot there, man, with everything that they're doing, and it's tough to get everybody involved all the time. I can see where it's just tough to get the ball to everybody. You know, they come in with a certain idea of what they're going to do, but I think like this next game, they will try to make it a point to get Devontae the ball. They'll make sure they put some things in there that they put together a plan that they're going to get him the ball. So I think Jalen mainly, he's just going through his reads, and he needs to just continue what he's doing. They can make sure that they call plays that where Devontae is the number 1 receiver, and he's the guy that's going to get the ball. So I think they'll work with that. But I see them advancing the passing game with some of the routes where they are flooding some zones downfield, and they're really making it
he's getting better at
throwing the ball downfield.
Gary, he's getting better. You could see him getting better, and instead of rolling to one side of the field, you could see him more in the last couple games. Even you could see him more in the pocket in there throwing the ball. No, like you and I have said. This is going to take a little time in developing him into this passer, but you're watching him do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And see, he's not comfortable enough, you see with, let's say Brady. Okay. Brady he knows the offense so well.
Yeah.
And he's basically goes over and talks to the coach, and you don't know who the coach is. Is it Brady or is it with the former quarterback that they have down there? I forget his name right offhand. But he knows that offense so well. He knows, hey, I'm going to get the ball to such and such. I'm going to get Jalen's not there. He's just running the offense, and he's doing an outstanding job. He's getting better and better at throwing that ball downfield, being able to read to where he can anticipate where he's going with the ball. He's just a matter of giving it time, and he's ready to get the ball to where he knows it's going to come open, and he's ready. Like that out route that Dallas ran down by the goal line. I think it might have been a 3rd down play. It's beautiful because he ran off the safety, and then he took it outside, and boom, he turns. That ball is right there.
Absolutely.
And Jalen is growing in his understanding, and he comes to the line, and you can see he knows where he's going with the ball. He's very confident and sure about where he's going with the ball. So he's making improvement. Some of the other things are going to come as he continues on, and they can run things in the offense where the offensive coordinator, Shane Steichen, can say, okay, we need to get the ball to Devontae. Well, we got 3 plays here. We're going to run and get the ball to him. And Jalen knows he's the number 1 receiver in and they can operate that. But he's not to the point now where he's almost, telling them when he goes to the sideline, because you see Brady goes to the sideline and he's doing more talking than the coach, saying, "Hey, we're gonna run this. We need to run that. We need to run this over here." So this guy, that corner route is going to be open, but that's going to come in time.
Absolutely. Gary, thank you so much, my friend.
All righty. Hey, have a good one. Hey, and go Birds. Keep it up. Keep it up, man. Get ready for them daggone Cowboys.
That's right, my friend. Thank you so much, Gary Cobb from Fox 29 in Philadelphia, former Eagle himself. We so appreciate him every single Monday. Hit the like button. We'll respond to what G. Cobb said about Jalen Hurts and the Eagles here in a second. Also, top of the hour, we'll look at week 9 of the National Football League. We'll reset. Keep it here on the National Football Show.
Philadelphia fans, we're cut from a different cloth. Born into a brotherhood and bonded to our team for life. We believe anything is possible because we've witnessed the impossible. While we may be from different neighborhoods, come Sunday, we are one, and we will be heard. Pondley Hockey, official partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's a fall car fest, and Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown, says, yes, you can. Jeff says, yes, you can choose from over 1,000 vehicles in stock with no wait. Yes, you can still get low prices, leases, and big discounts. Yes, you can still get low interest financing. And Jeff always says, yes, you can have a real deal buying experience without the hassle. When the other dealers say, no, you can't, Jeff says, yes, you can. Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown. Nobody treats you better. Jeep Adventure Days.
My wife was in an accident that changed our lives forever. She was in rehabilitation for years. She had to learn to walk again. She couldn't take care of herself. We couldn't afford a nurse. We were running out of options. One conversation with Pondley Hockey changed everything. They understood what we were going through and immediately helped us navigate the legal process. We can't thank them enough.
Pondley Hockey. Tell us your story.
The faces you know, the team you trust. The Delaware Valley's leading news program, Action News.
Go to get your game on. Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the stakes and the stakes. Go to get your parlay on. Go to get your party on. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean. Visit theoceanac.com to plan your visit.
National Football Show. Please hit the like button. So, Elon Musk endorses the Republican Party. Not bad for the guy with the biggest megaphone in the world now, Twitter. Yeah. Vote Republican. Oh, my God. You talk about onions on a guy? Dude, man. They're going to come after him. And when you're a G like that, and you got FU money like that, man, it must be nice. Let me just put it to you this way. If you went on a normal radio show and you said that you backed Trump, you'd be fired that day. You'd be fired. If you went on WIP or 97.5 and said you are a MAGA Republican, you'd be fired today. That is what I'm saying. People lose their jobs for picking a side. Told you, man, I vote for America. And it's maybe a cop-out answer, but I'm okay with a cop-out answer. That guy right there can say whatever he feels like it. It's like a playpen for him. Twitter is like a sandbox. This guy's worth $250 billion. You think he gives a shit about somebody in Washington who used to be a person that made martinis? You think he cares? That's incredible. Incredible. No, Xander, it's not about, it's about Elon. He is a G, man. Whew. Dude, that's how these NFL owners think. Dude, you're not going to push us around. We'll tell you exactly what you're going to do and how the league is to be run. When I see people that resemble NFL owners, dude, you can't tell NFL owners what to do. You can't. These billionaire guys, they live here. We live over here. That's why the NFL is in the place it's in. Why do you think the NFL is the number one sports league? You know why? They don't guarantee the contracts except the big guys now, the quarterbacks. The rest of them, they can fire you in 10 seconds, not pay you, what, half the salary you get. Ridiculous. By the way, Frank Reich fired. Jim Irsay fires him. Xander and I were talking both on what the ramifications that means for Frank. I thought Frank was solid as a coach. I'll tell you this. I've seen guys with lesser records get better jobs the second time around. Look at Josh McDaniel. He was a turd in Denver. He just got a head coaching job in Las Vegas, and they regret it. Frank has a winning record as the head coach of the Colts. He's got a winning record. And now that we find out that this Fruit Loop, who has an ass with Chris Ballard and Frank Reich, because get this, Frank was fired because of what happened with Philly. Frank put his ass on the line for Wentz. He never got over that. And when the Matt Ryan thing fell through, dude, Chris Ballard's fired at the end of the year, the general manager of the joint. Now, let me throw this at you here. If you are the Eagles, would you welcome Frank Reich back in the building? I spoke to Frank. Frank's going to have a lot of options. Would you want Frank back in the building? Remember something here. Frank Reich was an instrumental part of that offense that won that Super Bowl in 2017. Would you want Frank? You know Doug Peterson's going to try to get him down in Jacksonville. And remember something. He's not going to try to outshine Howie, nor would he to Nick Sirianni. He recommended Nick Sirianni to Jeffrey Lurie and to Howie Roseman. You know how we know this? He came on our show, right, Xander, and said it. When they were in the process of moving Wentz and the Eagles started looking for a coach, it was Frank Reich that said, let me say something to you here. Nick Sirianni is a young, brilliant mind. You guys should really take a look at him, interview him, talk to him. He's a really good offensive-minded guy. He's a player's coach. Guys love him. He sold him. Nick, when you guys were not really high on Nick Sirianni being the head football coach of the Eagles, it was Frank Reich, because everyone went like this. Who in the world is Nick Sirianni? You guys didn't know who he was. It was Frank. Can you imagine what an advantage that would be for Howie Roseman and for Sirianni and for Jeffrey Lurie to have a guy like Frank Reich in the building who knows all these young coordinators? Remember something. Frank was an NFL coordinator, I think, at 13 or 14 different jobs. He knows everybody. He knows everybody. I would want him in the building, especially when you're going to, because what is going to happen at the end of this year? Let's go here with the greatest thing that could happen to the Eagles. They win the Super Bowl. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to lose both coordinators. You'll lose both coordinators, offense and defense. That's pretty standard. What happened in Tampa, Bowles ended up getting a job. Byron Leftwich turned down the Jags job. Thank God. Hey, I'd like to see thank God, too, when it comes to Jonathan Gannon. I hear you. Eagles would lose to the Jets. No, they wouldn't. Frank and Fangio, how would you like to have that at your coaching staff? Okay? How would you like to have that? So, all right, we're going to reset. Week 9 of the National Football League, guys. It was a really telling weekend. It was a really telling weekend. Hit the like button. Hour 3, keep it here on the National Football Show.
It's a fall car fest, and Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown, says, yes, you can. Jeff says, yes, you can choose from over 1,000 vehicles in stock with no wait. Yes, you can still get low prices, leases, and big discounts. Yes, you can still get low interest financing. And Jeff always says, yes, you can have a real deal buying experience without the hassle. When the other dealers say, no, you can't, Jeff says, yes, you can. Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown. Nobody treats you better. Jeep Adventure Days.
At Pond Lehocky, we've recovered billions of dollars for our clients, and we're confident we can do the same for you. With over 250 years of combined courtroom experience, we've helped over 100,000 injured clients obtain some of the largest settlements in Pennsylvania. One conversation is all it takes to help you and your family get back on track. If you've been injured in an accident, give Pond Lehocky a call.
Go for the beers, go for the cheers, go for the hit and the hits, go for the scene, go for the screens, go for the gallery, go for the win, go to Ocean.
Go passionately, go fearlessly, go confidently.
Go Birds!
Go confidently towards your goals with First Trust, Philly's hometown bank for nearly 90 years, and the official bank of the Philadelphia Eagles. We're focused on getting you over the goal line. So go with conviction, go with trust,
Go Birds!
and go forward with us by your side. First Trust Bank, the official bank of Philadelphia dreams. Oh, and go Birds.
At Salus University, our graduates are among the most highly trained in their profession because of our unique emphasis on research, interprofessional collaboration, and early clinical exposure. Learn more about our programs at salus.edu.
Hour 3, National Football Show. It's your boy Big Sales. Please hit the like button. Thank you guys so much for coming aboard. Really, we have a lot of fun. We kind of stir it a little bit here. Dude, I won't be a cheerleader. That's not just something I do here. Look, let's put it. Jalen Hurts is improving like we thought he would. And what I mean by that is at a great pace. No, wait, let me take that back. I did not think Jalen Hurts would improve this fast. That's not true. Let me take that back. That's not true. Okay? I thought he would increase, but not at the pace he's at. I thought he'd get better. Okay? I did. But I did not this fast. No, I did not. Okay? And it's still going to be it's going to be progress as we're watching this thing here. And as he's got to beat good quarterbacks and he's got to beat good teams. He's got to win significant games. Now, look, winning every game so far, totally great. What do you want him to do, Sills? Drop a couple games so that he's like the rest of the other shitty teams in the league? No, that's not what I'm saying. But the record doesn't mean you're going to win a championship just because you have the best record in the game. It means you're doing what you're supposed to do. Beat shitty teams, and you've beat a couple good teams. Minnesota's a good team. The Cowboys are a good team. They're a good team. Those are good football teams. They're not great teams. And I agree. I don't know if there's a lot of great teams in the league. I agree with you. Okay? I completely agree with you. What K-Rob, how did Josh Allen look against the Jets? He got beat. Like I said, and I want to one more time say this. If you feel comfortable for the next 10 years as Jalen Hurts is your starting quarterback, so be it. Congratulations. He's your guy. He ain't mine. I'm building my team. If I had to pick between those two, Josh Allen. You take Jalen, I'll take Allen. I think I'll win a Super Bowl. I don't think you will. You don't like it? That's my opinion. It's nothing of an indictment on the kid's intangibles, who he is, what a great guy he is. I don't think Lamar Jackson's going to win one. I never thought Michael Vick was going to win one. They were enjoyable to watch. They were a lot of fun. I never thought Dan Marino was going to win one. He never allowed a running game to develop. That was common knowledge. It's okay. Just because you don't like my take, you keep with Jalen. I'll take Josh. It's a preference thing. It's like desserts. Some people like apple pie. Some people like cherry pie. Okay? That's right, Braun. Respectfully disagree, too. I mean it with all my heart. Marino would have won if Bruce Smith wasn't around. Marino would have never won a Super Bowl because he didn't want to be a team player. He never had a 1,000-yard rusher because he didn't want to have a running game. If you don't have a running game, and I don't care what era it is, look at the Chiefs and the Bills. Guys go like this to me. You ask me, hey, Sills, how'd the Bills look against the Jets? Their lack of running game in the second half was why they lost that game. Not because of Josh Allen. No, he didn't play well. Sauce Gardner can play. There's some good Actually, defensively, they're good, the Jets. They're good. By the way, we're going to look at week 9 of the NFL here in a minute. Football is a team game. And for what I'm seeing, Eagles winning by playing team ball. Okay. You didn't win. You won that Super Bowl in 2017 because Nick Foles outplayed Tom Brady in the passing game. He outplayed him in the passing game. And Brady threw for a boatload of yards, but Foles' numbers were more relevant. If you can compare anyone to Josh Allen, who would it be, Dan? I am a better version of Randall Cunningham. Randall had a pretty good arm. A better Randall Cunningham. A better Randall Cunningham. God knows what Randall would have done with this Eagle team. If he had a decent O-line, Randall never played with a decent O-line in his entire career in Philly, ever. Even when they brought Ron Heller in, he never played with a good line. Keith Jackson was a good, skilled guy, and so was Keith Byers, but their line was atrocious. Okay? Randall Cunningham could run, and Randall Cunningham could throw a dime. He was good, man. Randall was a good player. Little flaky, but that's all right. Hurts equals Allen. That's a joke. Jalen Hurts will never throw 50 touchdown passes in a year. Allen will do that regularly. Now, Shakur does bring up something that's very true. Josh Allen plays out of control, and that could be his demise, Shakur, just like it was for Andrew Luck. Absolutely. Is Josh better than Joe? Joe who? Don't say the last name if it is similar to a state in America. Please don't say that. Okay? Please don't say that. Why are you comparing Patrick Mahomes to Fran Tarkenton with us? I'm not comparing him to Fran Tarkenton at all. Oh, Joe Burrow or Josh Allen? Wow. Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. Yeah, Joe Namath. Joe Namath is nothing near Josh Allen. Actually, Joe Namath has a losing record and threw more picks than touchdowns in his career. Doesn't really have great stats. He has one great moment. And that's what we talk about, quarterbacks having moments. Namath is not known for stats. Namath is known for Super Bowl III and merging the leagues and beating the mighty NFL. That's what he's known for. Namath merged the leagues. When he left Alabama, Bear Bryant told him the Jets' job is the right job, not the St. Louis Cardinal job. It came down between those two, and Bear Bryant told him the Jets gig is your gig. You should go to the Jets. It was Bear Bryant who sent him there. Was Bear Bryant. I never said Josh Allen was Brady. Namath was big at the time. Yeah, but again, career-wise, Namath's stats are un-Hall of Fame-ish. He doesn't have Hall of Fame stats. First quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards is probably his greatest statistic he's ever had and will ever have. Outside, again, of the Super Bowl MVP and what he meant to the league. Namath brought the league, a lot of pizzazz when he went to the AFL. He did. He brought a lot of pizzazz. Okay. Namath was clutch. Yeah, one clutch moment. Bad knees, part of the game. Okay. Jalen is why Watson didn't want to be an Eagle. I'm not sure I understand that. Deshaun Watson has $230 million guaranteed. Jalen Hurts will never sign a contract remotely close to $230 million guaranteed, ever. Seals, one game for everything. Montana or Brady? Montana. Hey, I'm very jaded. I'm very jaded. Very jaded to that. There's that word again. Yeah, Trump taught it to me, Xander. Why don't you ever compare Burrow and Allen? Okay, why don't you ever compare? Never. Xander, who would you take? Joe Burrow or Josh Allen to start your team? Who would you take? Relax, jackwagon. Let's see. Man, I don't know. I I would probably take Burrow. Allen, you think? Man, Joe Burrow's so good, though, dude. That's a tough one. That's really a tough one. Bonds is now nominated into the Hall of Fame on the Veterans ballot. He must get in. Agree? Totally. He's the greatest left-handed hitter in my lifetime. Burrow will last longer, probably because he's not as reckless. Burrow's had some big games. Life is for living 20. Sills loves his white quarterbacks. No, I love Italian quarterbacks, actually. I'm very partial to Italian quarterbacks. That's why I love Jimmy G. So we're not really white Italians. Thank you. So why do you compare Hurts to those guys if they are not spectacular? Who's not spectacular? Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes are spectacular. Burrow's fragile. He's a winner too. Okay? Griffey was a better hitter? No, he wasn't. Bonds holds the single-season home run record and the career home run record. Most walks. When he was 44, he hit 28 home runs, had an on-base percentage of like 1,100. I mean, he led baseball in walks and intentional walks at 44. He hit 286 at 44. He's like 26 hits away from 3,000. He's got 762 home runs. I don't think so. Jeff Saturday. Yes, Bonds juiced up too, Sills. Hey, Steve, you know that? Since when have you become a doctor? You know that, right? And so do the sports writers. All sauced up on their whatever. Juicer? Never proven. Never failed a drug test in his life. And yet most of the people in America were backing a guy like Lance Armstrong for Athlete of the Year 3 times, and he turned out to be the biggest doper in the history of cycling. Took all 7 of his Tour de France's away from him because he was a juicer. He was pointed out to have been a juicer, not Bonds. Everything started in Rome, right, Sills? Absolutely. Are you crazy? The center of the world is Rome. Big Sills is the paisan, man, through and through. Yeah, that's why when people go, hey, Sileo, you know, what do you make of the history in America? I'm like, hey, my history, man. My history's over in Italy. Yeah, my history's in Italy, dude. Let's get to week 9, NFL. Ravens and Saints tonight. We want the Saints to lose, right? We want the Saints. I love Mark McGwire. Great guy. Hey, you want to hear a baseball team? I've had McGwire on my show before. Not this one, but my radio show. So he played with Randy Johnson and Jack Del Rio, and they won a national championship at Southern Cal. I told Mark McGwire, I said, so like I'm assuming there were never bench clearing brawls with you guys out there. McGuire's like 6'6". Randy Johnson's 6'11", and Jack Del Rio 6'4". I'm like, holy shit. What a team. I mean, unbelievable, man. Here we go. We'll talk about Ravens and Saints here a little bit here. Joe, you know, I say this to you, Joe Burrow's one of my favorites, but I love Justin Herbert too. Chargers over the Falcons. 20-17. Justin Herbert, 30 for 43. 245 yards and a touchdown. That is a good-looking quarterback. Dolphins over the Bears. 35-32. Tagovailoa, 21 of 30. 302, 3 touchdowns. Bengals, they get it done. 42-21. Burrow, 22 of 28, 206, 1 touchdown. The real story was Joe Mixon, 153, 4 touchdowns in the game. Lions upset the Packers 15-9. Green Bay's 3-6. Do we all agree Green Bay, shockingly, is out of it? Patriots beat the Colts and get Frank Reich fired. 26-3. Mac Jones, 20 of 30, 147, and a touchdown. Jets upset the Bills 2017. Bills fall to 6-2. Jets improve to 6-3. Vikings hold off Washington, 11.5-point favorites. Vikings are 7-1. Cousins, 22 of 40, 265, 2 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson with another 100-yard game. I think that's now 5 in a row for him. Jaguars beat the Raiders 27-20. Actually, Trevor Lawrence looked pretty decent in this ball game. Raiders are now 2-6. How about this one here? Seahawks over the Cardinals, 31-21. Geno Smith, yes. Geno Smith, 26 of 34, 275, 2 touchdowns, and he's 6-3 now on the season. Geno Smith and Jalen Hurts, right there in the MVP conversation. Geno Smith and Jalen Hurts. I got to put that down here. Hold on. There's your MVP candidate so far this year. Wow. Jalen Hurts and Geno Smith. MVPs. Would you take Geno Smith over Josh Allen too? He's an MVP candidate. Bucks beat the Rams 16-13. Brady 36 of 58. 280 yards and 1 touchdown. Josh Allen stats, I don't want to give him out. They're too pro. He's on pace for 50 touchdowns. Duke compared Hurts to Geno. Geno's having an here. What's wrong with comparing him to Geno? Geno's having an MVP season, guy. Whether you like it or not, he is. And I mean that in sincerity. I think it's one of the best stories of the year. And for anybody to say anything other than that, Geno Smith is a spectacular story. And I mean this with great reverence to the kid, having known the kid being a South Florida guy. That is one whale of a story. He is I don't recognize the guy. I mean, honestly, I don't recognize it. Hey, by the way, if you're the Seattle Seahawks, you take a quarterback in the draft anyway? Do you take a quarterback? I'll tell you what, man. Pete Carroll wanted to move away from Russell Wilson last year. He should have. Man. No. You don't compare Jalen Hurts to Mahomes and Allen. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's a little different world. You're not there yet. Truthfully, yes, probably so, Marcos. How old is Geno? It's a good one. Geno's 32. Man, you're going to have to get a quarterback. You'd sign Geno to a 3-year deal, Xander? Really? At what price? Geno or Xander, he's been in the league over a decade. I know some people don't realize that either. He's been in the league like 11 years now. You got to you got to draft a quarterback, I think. You got to draft somebody to take over for him. How about you do this for Geno Smith? If you're 70-year-old Pete Carroll, you're 70-year-old Pete Carroll, don't you sign Geno to a 2-year contract with an option and pay him $35 million, $25 million? Right? 1 or 2 year deal. Guarantee it for him if you want. You can't put him on a long-term deal. But, man, I'll tell you what. It has been one of the – how about this? So Pete Carroll found Russell Wilson in the 3rd round. Now he's found Geno Smith. Pretty damn good stuff. Pretty damn good stuff. Geno's 32, but has never played much, so he's got a lot left. Look at Brady, 45. Geno's 32. Extend him now. Chiefs beat the Titans 20-17. I thought Tennessee sucked. Well, you're going to get a handful of them too. How about this? Mahomes threw the ball 68 times. Why? Because he had no running game. See, here's a quarterback that could carry a football team to a win. If you're deficient in one area of your team, like you can't run the ball or you don't have a good red zone offense, Mahomes could throw you to victory. There lies the difference between a game manager quarterback and a quarterback who could put a football team on his back and carry it. There lies the difference. 68 passes, only 1 TD. Well, that's because the Titans are a good team. The Titans are a good team. You know, the Bills played a good Jets team. Okay? You play the Texans and then the Commanders. Okay? Right. 68 attempts. Holy cow. Brady threw for $100K now in his career. Playoff-wise and regular season. This guy, every time he steps on a pro football field, he sets records now. Some of these are now longevity records, but boy, that was some drive. His 55th game-winning drive. I mean, how many playoff wins does he have? 36? Next closest guy is Montana. I think it's 16. Crazy. Crazy stuff, man. Mahomes ran it in for a TD. Mahomes is way better than Hurts. I love Jalen, but no chance I'm ever taking Hurts over Mahomes. So would you take him over Burrow? Look at how much Joe Burrow's accomplished in 2 years of football starting. Won an AFC. Been in the Super Bowl. Shit, if you want to put 3 years into it, this guy won a national championship, a Heisman Trophy, an AFC championship, and put his team in the Super Bowl. But I mean, Joe Burrow, he's got quite a resume. Yeah, that's right. 446 yards throwing the ball in the air. Threw the ball 68 times, no picks. You see what that guy said? Yeah, he only threw 1 touchdown. Yeah, but in 70 attempts throwing the ball, he had no picks. Try that in today's NFL, throwing the ball in an NFL game 70 times and having no interceptions. This guy threw the ball 70 times. Like, Jalen probably averages 35 attempts, maybe. That's 2 games for him. This guy did in 2 games, or this guy did in 1 game what Jalen averages in 2 games and didn't throw a pick in it. And threw for 446. Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, are the only ones that I would take. Who would you take over Jalen? I love that take, Andrew. Josh Allen. I'll tell you what you've just done. Would you take Lamar Jackson over him? Josh Allen, Burrow, Mahomes. Would you take Lamar Jackson? Justin Herbert, I'd take over him. Lamar? Lamar's a better passer. Lamar's won an MVP. I think he's just the same. And by the way, you want to know something crazy? I think he's the same age as Jalen. Yeah. Hey, sports. And you beat Cooper Rush. Oh, I'd take Jalen over Tua. Jalen's more complete than Tua, and he's more reliable. Yeah. I'd take him over Tua. Tua's a better passer. Jalen's more complete. I trust Jalen's leadership and decision-making over Lamar. Why? He's won a ton of football games. He's like 39-14. Are you crazy? This guy's actually beat the Chiefs. This guy's actually beat the Bills. He's beat good teams. Okay? Your most significant win with Jalen Hurts is the Vikings right now in his career. That's his signature moment, beating Kirk Cousins. Lamar just didn't win it with his legs. He won it leading the NFL in touchdown passes too. Tell the full story. So he won it with those 1,300 yards rushing and the NFL leading 36 touchdown passes. You got to put that into the story too. Hurts' signature moment is coming this January. Oh, potential. That famous word, potential, equals I haven't done it yet. It's not that he will never do it yet. I don't think he'll ever win a Super Bowl. Then again, I don't think Lamar wins a Super Bowl ever. No chance to. The schedule stinks like you remind us 66 times a day. Oh, look at Xander. Oh, no. It's happening. Oh, Jalen. Seals, do you think any team could come into the link and beat us in January? No. I do not. I don't care. JAKIB thinks the Cowboys are a good team. I'm not buying them offensively. I'm not buying that team offensively. Now, if they get Odell Beckham, you have Beckham and CeeDee Lamb on each side. Their tight end's not bad. I think Beckham, I could see Beckham in Dallas. Man, who you think Beckham's going to go to Buffalo? Come on. He's not going to Los Angeles. Why? Why do you want to go on a team that has no chance of going to the playoffs? For what? Empty calorie stats? You're either, if the Bucks are still in it, I would think of going to play for Brady. If I were Odell Beckham, my first landing spot, when I'm healthy, by the way, get this. He's about ready to start running for teams. I think November 15th. He's going to start running for teams. Or I think he's going to have one giant workout from what I'm hearing, and teams are going to come watch him play. Hey, he's been jogging and he's been running. People are saying he looks pretty decent, but one never knows. It's an ACL. Okay? One never knows. Beckham might change the landscape for some team. Again, he's not a one anymore. Marina, I don't think CeeDee Lamb is the number one either. I just don't. I think he's a good ball player. But if you're going to start throwing, Devontae Smith, in my opinion, is better than CeeDee Lamb. I really think he's better. They just don't use him enough in Philly. The Hockenson move by Detroit, I don't know. You trade inside the division too. You know what I mean? I mean, you trade in the division a really good up-and-coming tight end. And it's just, I don't know. I'm like, really? Okay. Logan says, Sills, when Jalen wins the Super Bowl, will you just come on and admit you were wrong straight up like a man? As long as everybody in Philly does too. Now everybody's a fan. You were screaming on draft day. I look back on all the blogs and all the things you wrote about him. Called him a bum. Called him a horrible pick. It's same people that now go, oh, this guy's and you're like, okay. Odell Beckham to the 49ers. Oh, my God. Odell Beckham to the Niners with Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey. Man, I never thought that one. That's right. That sounds good, too. Hey, by the way, all kidding aside, that Fred Warner in that Rams game was a human missile. He was knocking dudes out. Man, can he play. Wow. What a football player, man. That guy is really good, man. They got a bunch of them players on that 49er defense. Davey Boy says Sills could go 20-0. Hurts win the MVP and Super Bowl MVP, and Sills would still hate. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. How could I? Why would I? Why would I do that? You'd have to be an idiot. And you'd have to be an idiot to start crowning people after 8 games. That's where I'm at. I don't crown people until you get there. You crown people before, and that's why you end up with Carson Wentz. Most people here that are talking about Jalen are also Carson Wentz fans, or were, excuse me. Now, you want to crown people after 8 games? I'll crown people after a Super Bowl win. Again, I'll tell you guys, I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not a fortune teller. Because fortune tellers are like, this is potential. Like when Xander goes, his moment's coming in January. Okay. Again, it's potential. That hasn't happened yet. Anytime you throw the word potential out, most people don't live up to it. Jalen is climbing up the potential ladder where he's knocking down things that people said he couldn't do. Absolutely. Wentz was popular in Philly until 2018. Oh, okay. Josh Allen hasn't won a Super Bowl, and you've crowned him already. No, I crowned him a really great talent. Super Bowl. I think I potential. There's a potential word there that I threw out on him. But when I watch that guy play versus Jalen play the quarterback position, it's no contest. Sills, can you please read these stats? Josh Allen, 18 of 34, 205. You should put a 65-yard rush on there, too, because you guys add that on, don't you? That rushing total thing that you do all the time for your running quarterback. Don't forget the 65-yard run he had, too. No. 0 touchdowns, 2 picks. You forgot the 65-yard run, too. Hey, one more time, folks. You can have him. Congratulations. Jalen Hurts is your guy. Fantastic. Wonderful. I'll take Josh Allen. And so will anybody with a brain take Josh Allen. There's a reason the league has made those two guys the face of the league. There's a reason they're putting those guys in prime positions to promote the league. There's a reason for this. Okay? And by the way, Jalen's in the MVP conversation. You know wholeheartedly he's not going to beat one of those two guys out for the MVP award. He's not. He'll finish third if things roll out the way it is. If he loses to Dallas, I don't know. Maybe they'll throw Dak's ass back in there again. Not me. I wouldn't. I personally don't like Dak. I think I would take Jalen over Dak. Hurts is not the face of the league. Guy with 6 touchdowns is not the face of the league. Or 10. He's not the face of the league, my friends. The guy in Kansas City is. The guy in Kansas City is the face of the league. And the other guy's in Buffalo. And the other guy's in Cincinnati. Brady and Aaron Rodgers were. Now they're kind of making that transition. Jalen Hurts is not the face of the league. Don't kid yourself. Allen is awesome and fun to watch, but also frustrating. Steven, it's a great take, and it's true. They got to get them a running game. If they don't get him a running game, he will last less time in the league than what Jalen Hurts will last. He'll be Andrew Luck soon. He plays like Cam a little bit, doesn't he? He kind of plays like Cam. And Cam destroyed himself. By the end of his career, Cam just looked like a shell of a guy. He doesn't play like Wentz. He's got 10 times the arm Wentz has. I know that, but they've got to change that. They've got to change the fact that he's the running game. Josh Allen is a good running back. What are you talking about? Oh, like Hurts. Oh, Hurts is a better running back. Allen's a better thrower. All right. I want to talk about tonight's game because it's important to Eagle fans too. Saints, we want the Saints to lose. There's some interesting college football games too. I want to hit on them a little bit. Please hit the like button. Keep it here on the National Football Show.
Go to get your game on. Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the stakes and the stakes. Go to get your parlay on. Go to get your party on. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean. Visit theoceanac.com to plan your visit.
Since 1977 at Rafferty Subaru, we have always been about our customers and the community. Early on, a safe and durable option, we've evolved to become the best overall brand according to Kelley Blue Book. Over the last 14 years, we've donated thousands of dollars through the Subaru Share the Love event and found homes for hundreds of pets. The Rafferty family is proud of our 45 years in business. This month, celebrate our anniversary with special financing on select models. Visit us and see why.
The greatest fans on earth. It's a bold statement, but would you expect anything less from Philadelphia? 58 years of heartache creates a toughness, a grit, a resolve not found in most. Sure, our prayers were answered, but now that we've had a taste, we're looking for more. Pondley Hockey, official partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Welcome to Pond Lehocky. We've helped over 100,000 injured and disabled workers obtain benefits, as well as some of the biggest settlements in the state. If you've been injured at work, give Pond Lehocky a call.
National Football Show. How you doing? A lot of football. We got 9 games left. We got like 8 games after the JV game on Monday, right? Whew. Some games over the weekend, college football. Before we talk about tonight's game. Did I not tell you Georgia was going to destroy Tennessee? 27-13. The game was not close. Tennessee, I mean, they were pushed around by Georgia. And don't you – hey, I had a guy tell me, hey, Dan, don't you think Michigan's a good team? Georgia would be favored by 21 points. They'd be favored by 21 points. But hey – and Tennessee would probably be favored by 17 over Michigan. There's not very good teams. And that Ohio State team, look at the Big Ten. Take Ohio State out of that conference. Take Ohio State out, okay? They struggle against a 1-win Northwestern team. Oh, it was on the road in Chicago. Alabama goes to Austin. I mean, they go to LSU. I mean, shit, right? Dude, that's a team that plays somebody. Alabama plays people. Okay? Every weekend. The reason you go to Alabama nowadays is because you don't play anybody shitty on the schedule. You play in the Big Ten, I play Iowa. I play Indiana. I play Nebraska. I mean, I play Northwestern. I play Minnesota. When I'm in the Southeastern Conference, I'm playing Bama, Florida, Georgia, A&M. I mean, there's no Kentucky. There's no week off. Yale, it's not only the gold standard, it's like the Premier League of college football. Everyone else is like the MLS. The MLS around the world is considered shitty soccer. Okay? It's considered shitty soccer. And where the guys from the Premier League want to come for a payday when they're 36. Okay, that's what Ronaldo's going to do it too. He's going to come to America, do what Pele did, do what Beckham did, and these guys are going to be 40-year-old farts coming into the MLS, making $4 or $5 million bucks, because they're ticket guys. They're not going to be playing in that thing. Those guys make $50 million a year in the Premier League. I mean, all them and guaranteed. Dude, Messi makes $57 million a year. MLS is considered shitty, Dank. I'm talking around the world. ND, how about them beating up Clemson? Way to go, man. Coach Freeman, I'm happy for him. That thing was terrible. They lost to Marshall. And they turned this thing around, man. Beat them 35-14. That game wasn't even really close. Good for them, really. This was, hey, Watch this. Here's why Brian Kelly left Notre Dame. So he could beat Nick Saban. I mean, I was talking to Coach Johnson about this. You don't rebuild LSU. Ain't that hard? Look at all the guys in the league from LSU. You think it's really hard? Brian Kelly, and like Wichita State, and like pick a program. San Diego State, San Jose State. That's Fresno State. That's rebuilding a football program. LSU? I don't think so. He went there because it's the least amount of resistance to get him an opportunity to beat Saban. And he did, 32-31. It was a tremendous ball game, too. Talent littered all over the place in that football game. Izzy goes, USC carried a dynasty into the Pac-10. Beat who was on your schedule, Sills. Take USC out of the conversation for Pac-12. I'll tell you one more better, Izzy. How many national champions in the last 50 years have come from the West Coast, not named USC? Let's think. Washington? Last 50 years, name me a West Coast team that won a national championship, not named USC. Washington. Go 60 years. Go 70 years. And I'll even give you BYU. BYU, Washington. Oregon had some good teams. You've had two programs since 1984 win national championships. And again, I'm giving you Provo and BYU. Washington and BYU. That's it. They don't play good football out west. The players are good. And if Southern Cal's not Southern Cal, you guys name me all these teams that are good teams. I said one at all. It's just not very good. It's just not very good football. There's good players in the conference. But west of the Mississippi, hey, if you even think about that, west of the Mississippi in the last 50 years, the teams that have dominated were OU, Nebraska, USC, Washington. Trying to think anybody else. West of the Mississippi. Four programs in 60 years. Oregon does not have one. Where? What national championship does Oregon have? In hoop? I mean, there's nothing out west. That's why college football is a non-starter. And why do you think the ratings usually blow on national championship night? Because people west of the Mississippi, they're not given good football. They're not given good college football. All the great college football is in the southeastern part of the United States, the Midwest, with the Big Ten, I guess, and the Northeast, kind of. The Southeastern Conference has completely dominated it. That's why that's why they beg USC every year to be in the conversation for the national title. And they'll even lie about the teams being good. Utah, Oregon. Hey, Oregon went into Ohio State last year and beat the hell out of them. Mario brought that Oregon team and they beat them up. That was shocking. Texas? When's Texas been good? Mac Brown? Here's the last time Texas won a national title. I want to say Mac Brown won one, and before that, somewhere in the 70s and maybe in the 60s, they won. They won like one in 68 and 70-something, somewhere in there, and then Mac Brown. They got 3 in like 65 years. Come on. California Golden Bears. Great. Vince Young. That was a great football team that beat that USC team. Of course, they beat a USC team. Right. Michigan State upset Illinois 23-15. Michigan State's got a lot of problems. By the way, Mel Tucker, who I actually like, he's got a handful now, doesn't he? And here's my question. What's his name said on the game day desk? Desmond Howard. Dude, all the people were doing this with their cell phones, taking pictures and videos of the players beating that Michigan kid up. Where were the adults? Why didn't you stop that? Why didn't you stop that? That kid getting his ass kicked with the other guy. Why didn't you stop it? The director of football operations, you know what he did? He ran into the locker room. Why didn't you step in and go, dude, guys, stop. What are you doing here? You're going to get in trouble here. Dude, I've played in massive rivalry games. Okay? I've played in massive rivalry games. Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Florida State, Florida. I've played in those games. And they get heated. And somebody will say something stupid, and you might just get your ass kicked. But you can't allow that. Dude, we were over the top in many things we did at UM when I played there. And we were nuts, but we weren't going to do something like that. And we were accused of everything. But the adults in the building always kept it kind of calm. Mel Tucker's football team, they let that whole program down. That's on them too. I'm not taking anything away and saying that the players aren't accountable for doing their actions here. They are completely at cause here for what happened. Okay? All right. Tonight, am I right when I say this? That the Ravens have to win this game to get to 6-3 on the season? Is that right? I think they get it done against the Saints. Saints are in nuclear meltdown mode now. That football team, in my opinion, hey, man, I got to say, there's no question they're going to be in the market for a quarterback. And if you can you imagine this for the Eagles? If you keep that thing in the top 5, they end up with the best record in the NFC, which I think they're going to. They end up with the best record in the NFC. So you'll have home field advantage, and you potentially could have the 5th pick or 4th pick in the NFL draft in April. That is absolutely whacked when you see something like that. Unbelievable, man. If you can keep that like that. And I do think the Ravens win tonight. I think they'll make it fairly close because the Saints are going to know that this is probably their last opportunity. So I got Ravens tonight, probably 26-20, something in there. It'll be relatively close. Why? Because the Ravens aren't playing the best defense. I can't wait to see how they implement Roquan Smith in this. Okay? I can't wait to see Roquan Smith. I want to see how they're going to implement him in tonight's game. So 27-20 tonight, I have the Ravens beating the New Orleans Saints. Appreciate everybody. Hey, look, this is going to be a very interesting week this week. The team's been off for 11 days. They got the Washington Commanders on Monday. We're going to have Merrill Reese with us, as we always do on every single Tuesday. I'm working on Joe Theismann this week. We'll get Doc Walker again. We're also going to try to get some of the great guys of all time that played on that Washington team. And I'm trying to get Joe Gibb. So if we can get Joe Gibbs this week, we're trying to get him. He does a lot of stuff with NASCAR still. You guys know all that. So we're trying to work on Joe Gibbs. I appreciate everybody coming aboard. Thank you so much. Please hit the like button. We'll catch you tomorrow. Xander, thank you so much. We'll see you on the flip side.